And we are live on a Thursday night, a great football Thursday night. Mr. Kirkpatrick, how are you? Your New York Giants, your New York football Giants will be playing in 2 hours.
A little Giants dress shirt on, got my Giants colors on, a little bit Giant color, but going for first place.
Yeah, hey, listen.
Hey, hey, I don't. Hey, you could call it what you want. You could call it the NFC least, right? That's what everybody's calling it. But you know what?
Doesn't
How
matter.
many? What happened the year? All I'm going to say is what happened the year Seattle
The
was 7-9,
The Saints.
and they went into New
I
Orleans,
remember that.
and did they not beat them?
They did. Listen, you got to get in. You get a home playoff game.
Hey, we're not expecting anything, but it's fun to at least have a little excitement. I'm excited. I don't know how other
Have
Giants fans.
meaningful games.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how other Giants feel, but hey, at 1-5 to be in a run for a division, it's exciting.
Yeah.
Just like your Broncos. You got a big win last week.
Absolutely.
Now you're playing.
It's like another. It's a rejuvenated season.
Right. Hey, it's a little excitement, and I'm excited about it. And we'll see what happens tonight. We'll see how I feel next week. I'm either going to be riding high, or I'm going to be back where I was for the last 3 years.
Hey, you know what? Let's do a couple. We're going to do a couple wits and wagers tonight. We'll do some fantasy talk. We're going to do some wagering talk.
Yeah, we got a couple of our guests coming in. Travis, our fantasy guy, is going to join us in a few minutes.
Absolutely.
And then our normal friend of ours, Carson Shear, from his YouTube channel, it's Carson Claus Ticket Time, going to join us at 7 o'clock. We're going to do a little Big Ten preview at 7 o'clock. Big Ten, big story coming up this week in football. Got some big games with the Big Ten entering the mix.
Okay.
Should be exciting. Stick around for that. You're not going to want to miss it.
Absolutely. And by the way, our other guy, Johnny Beelan, we've checked in with him after last night after doing the Pocky chip. He's okay. Supposedly, he's
Yeah, I
okay.
heard Smokey the Bear visited his house today.
Yeah, Smokey the Bear, and we'll leave it at that with him.
Glad you're feeling all right, John. I know it's a little rough. Hey, we're not expecting anything.
Totally different animal. Totally different animal. So let me ask you this. I'm going to ask you. We'll get into this. I'm excited tonight. I'm going to watch a little Giants at a little Giants. Giants Eagles at 8, and then turn right over at 9 with a little presidential debate. And that's why you got to get the two TVs rolling tonight, Mr. Kirkpatrick.
Yeah.
So what else? What any other news? I mean, again, I'm excited about the college. I think there's some good games this weekend. We're going to get into that.
Get into the
Oh, by
second
the way,
hour.
you know what? I want to ask Travis again. Let's go over this one more time. I made a big deal. A big trade in my fantasy league, in the Carney League. I'm 4-2. Jeremy Gorin beat me last week. He got lucky. There was no Dalvin Cook. But again, I'll go over the trade. I traded away Jordan Taylor, Chase Claypool, and Tanyan from Green Bay. And I picked up McCaffrey, and I picked up Lindsey. So I did a little wheeling deal. I took a little gamble. I mean, I gave up, two nice players, one with potential in Tanyan, but two legit players in Taylor and Claypool, one of the hottest guys in the fantasy world. And but I did it to get McCaffrey. I mean, now I got McCaffrey and Dalvin Cook in my backs going forward. And what'd you think of that deal? Did you like that deal for me?
Yeah, I think it was a no-brainer for you. And it was a no-brainer. Actually, at first I was like, oh, how could this guy do this trade? But when you're in need-win-now mode, when you got a guy on the injury list that
Yep.
you can't replace those points off your team, because you shared his team. He's getting 3 players that are going to be inserted into his starting lineup now,
Right.
and you're getting the one stud that you needed. So it was a no-brainer both ways, and I think teams should fear you going forward now.
Right. And that's
You got two of
why
the
I
top
liked
5
it.
running backs. You got 2 of the top 5 fantasy running backs now.
That's why I liked it, to be honest with you. I like having that factor of, going forward. Again, I mean, I got to make the playoffs. I mean, obviously, but I like that deal. I'm happy with that deal. So going forward now, I'm gonna have if everyone's healthy, Kenny, Kyler Murray, Dalvin Cook, and McCaffrey is my backs. My receivers are going to be Beckham and Tyreek Hill. Flex is going to be McLaurin. And tight end's an issue. I mean, I picked up Hooper from Cleveland, but I still got Gesicki. I mean, Gesicki has given me 2 goose eggs this year. You know, like that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
But
So
that could be a problem, but I'm going to get into waiver wire a little bit later. There might be 2 guys out there, Kurt, that I'm going to share that I like at the tight end spot that could be in your league going forward. They may be on a roster, they may not. That's all I'm going to say. If they're not, go and pick one of these 2 guys up.
okay, Beelan gave me a couple guys too. I picked one up. I got rid of one. Jenny Hoops is saying greetings from Twitter. So
Greetings from Twitterland, Miss Hoops.
Jenny Hoops is watching Twitter. I actually got to share it on Twitter.
So, little news, Kurt. Let's it's old news now, but it's new news in fantasy world. Le'Veon Bell signed with the Chiefs.
Okay.
He wasn't getting many points with the Jets, right? He was hurt as a Jet. The question I have for you: he was hurt as the Jet. He was hurt on the Jets. He came back. Gaze was not using him. Do you keep him on your team and start him going forward? B, do you keep him on your team as a bench player for when your other guys are on buys or as an emergency starter if somebody gets hurt? Or C, do you look and try to insert him in a trade?
Yes, I would insert him in a trade because I'm going to tell you why. You still got Kelsey, you still got Hill, you got those other guys, Hartman. They still spent the number 1 pick on Edwards-Helaire. They're not just going to throw him to the Wolves. By the way, Jenny and Kenny, I'm combining this. Hoops is saying, thanks for the masks, Kenny. So breaking news, the masks have arrived. The masks have arrived. I hopefully will see the Punisher tomorrow. And we got a comment from Mike the Spike. He's saying hello. So hello, Mike the Spike.
Mike the Spike, greetings. Welcome. Thank you for joining, Mike the Spike.
But breaking news, though, the masks have arrived. And we'll talk about that more Wednesday. But we'll get photos with the Punisher. And, you're free right now. You're free.
All right. I got no promises yet. Mr. Caputo's 1976 storybook will be in the mail next week.
Okay. All right. So
we got to get like an art box for it because it's like
legit. Yeah.
It's a 2-foot book and it's from 1976. So it's going to have the Fragile sticker on it.
Okay. Now I got a little spoiler for you and we're going to get into when Carson's coming. Oh, Bobby Garanti saying, hey, it's Kurt. I owe Bobby 25 videos, Valente. Probably more than 25. Bobby doesn't understand how busy Kenny, be honest. We're on. Is it crazy? It's like we're calling each other during work. It's nuts. It's nuts. But I do got to get these videos up so we can put them on I-95. By the way, we're live on right now, live on I-95 network, live on Twitter, live on Facebook, live on YouTube. But getting back to this, Mr. Kirkpatrick, you made a great point. I would trade Le'Veon Bell. I would. Because I think someone's going to take a gamble with him. Or if you don't have running backs, then you keep him. Like if I picked up Le'Veon Bell, I would never play him over McCaffrey or Dalvin Cook. So I would try to trade him and try to get myself a tight end.
Well, I agree with you, but I would trade him with another either one. Like if you want a stud wide receiver or a stud running back, include Le'Veon Bell in the trade. It's a popular name right now that you could probably get the stud you want if you throw Bell in there as the added bonus for the other team.
Okay.
Well, I do agree with you. I would go trade. Now let me ask you this one. Dak Prescott went out a couple weeks ago. Big replacement for him was Ryan Fitzpatrick. Tua now gets the starting job next week after the bye. A, do you pick up Tua if you had Dak Prescott and Fitzpatrick? If you had Fitzpatrick, let's say, as Dak's replacement. A, do you pick up Tua? B, do you pick somebody else up? Or C, do you make a trade for a quarterback?
You know what? I'm going to say, by the way, for really saying I wish the Bears would grab him, Pierce and Cordell Patterson back up Montgomery.
And Bobby Blackjack's looking forward to staying to
Slaying.
slay the fraud slayer for first place in a week or two.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, get that smack talk.
There we
Bobby,
go.
little spoiler alert. I'm working on a major trade in our league. I'm working on it. So you may be a little worried in 2 weeks if this trade happens.
By the way, Kenny, I'm going to be on. I think I'm going to be officially open for business with my team.
Well, there's a trade offer out there for you
I'm gonna look into it more, but here's my point. See, I'm gonna say this with Tua. I would say no because I don't think they're gonna put the ball in his hands and throw the ball. I think somebody like Gaskins. I think Miami's gonna run the ball with Tua, and they're gonna protect Tua a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
yeah.
What rookies
going forward in Miami? I like Gaskin going forward. And sounds crazy, if you have a spot available, a handcuff to Gaskin, because they are going to feed Gaskin left and right.
Yeah.
And that's who's next in line. Is it Howard or Breida? Actually, I wouldn't pick up their handcuff because you don't know who it is. But if Gaskin might be a trade candidate, we're going to do some trade candidates later.
And you know what, Kenny?
That's on my list. I want Myles Gaskin.
I got Myles Gaskin in that league.
That's a good pick going forward now.
But
I think I would look on the waiver wire. Quarterback's not too important. I think you could find, maybe Stafford's available in your league. Jared Goff may be available in your league.
But I'm going to say this, Kenny. And Bobby's saying bad move, but we were talking about this last night in our show. Bad move by the Dolphins going to Tua. So.
I think it is too. I think it's too soon, but there was a Dolphin guy. Somebody talked to us on yesterday's show that Fitzpatrick always has that time where he starts to decline. And Bobby, we were talking yesterday. My prediction is Dolphins are on a bye. They do still have Josh Rosen on their roster, I believe, right? Rosen's still on that roster, right?
Rosen's on Tampa. Yeah.
I think it's possible Dallas may be looking for Fitzpatrick, and they're trying to work something out. Miami's on a bye. Miami's going to start offering Fitzpatrick. They know they're not going anywhere. We talked about this yesterday. They know they're a little ahead of themselves, but they're not there yet. Get Tua the experience this year. Next year, they can contend for the division. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm a firm believer. Like I said, where is Miami really gonna go with Fitzpatrick? Again, just say best case scenario they go 10-6, right? Now you're back to this. Okay, well next year, let's you can't build around Fitzpatrick. You drafted Tua number 5, so really Tua has to play next year. So like we said, just play him now? I mean. Really, where are they going to go? Even if they go to a wild card team, they're not going to beat Kansas City, not going to beat Pittsburgh, not going to beat Tennessee. They're not. So, I just feel bad for Fitzpatrick. I think he got screwed in the move. And like I said, I would try to get him to Dallas if Dallas was willing to do it. Listen, Dallas, he's better than Andy Dalton. I mean, the guy could play at a lot of places probably. And that's the only thing, but you can't go back. And Petro said it last night, and I'm a firm believer in this. Like, once you make the move to Tua, it's Tua's team. Just like with Drew Lock and Daniel Jones, and you can't bench those guys anymore. You can't. Because it's their team now. So, I'm going to go. I understand the move. It's a little early, but listen, you got to see what you got with Tua. It's his team going forward, but. I don't know. I agree with you. Dallas with Fitzpatrick in Dallas, that's a pretty nice little connection.
It is. How about
Will? By the way, Will from Viva Las Bills be coming on 7:30 tonight. So check it out. He said possible wild card this team, leave Tua on the bench this year. So,
I know what you're saying, Will, and trust me, I do. But if they're a wild card team with Fitzpatrick, is it possible they can, what they're seeing out of practice, they're seeing more out of Tua? I don't know. Like, ask me this in 2 weeks. If Tua goes 0-2, then it's a different story. But if Tua goes 2-0, it's going to be the greatest move in history. You know what I'm saying?
but you know what? It's not about. But again, it's not about. I just think it's not about. And it's about the same thing with the Broncos. I want to say in 2006. Well, by the way, really saying Fitzpatrick has a degree from Harvard, but not smart enough to retire. By the way, we got to get Verrilli on. Next week
Yeah,
we got to
he
bring
still
him
has
on.
to come
He's
on
got a
months
co-host
ago.
with us. We
We
got
got
to
our
set that
giveaway
up.
months ago.
We got to set that up. But it was like it was a couple years ago too, where Denver had Jake Plummer. They got to an AFC Championship game in 2005. 2006 they were 7-4, but they drafted Jay Cutler first round. So once they were 7-4, okay, we put Cutler in, and then it's the Cutler show. When you draft that first round pick, they gotta play. We say it all the time. Like, you really gotta go and say, I gotta see what I got. The Giants can't go and say, I drafted Daniel Jones. What did he go? Sixth? What did Daniel Jones? He was a top 6 pick, right?
Five
And
or six.
5 or 6. You can't just go and say, okay, we're gonna hold him out for, like, even last year, like with Eli. Like, get the kid in, let him play, because if he does, it's better to know if you're not the guy to move on than waste 2 whole years and say,
Right. In all honesty,
that's what it is.
All honesty, and Will, all due respect to your Bills, they're having a nice year down there in Buffalo. All due respect, I do believe it's Chiefs, Ravens, Steelers, and everybody else still. Even though the Titans are undefeated, Titans aren't there yet, but they're getting close. I think it's those 3 teams right now. And then it's everybody else. I know they're adding one more team into the playoffs. Do you want to get into the playoffs and go to Kansas City and get blown out 35-0,
Right.
and then next year Tua starts week 1 with no experience?
Right. That's my point. That's exactly my point. Let
or
Tua
you can
play.
make the playoffs this year, or you can make the playoffs with Tua, and he gets that experience, and then next year he has a full year under his belt.
And Will saying, if they weren't in the mix, I'd play him. But if they can trade Fitz, then trade him. And that's
Yeah. I was saying, Will, I think the Cowboys might be out for Fitzpatrick, and I hope not, because that guy knows how to win. And, the Cowboys' defense is a mess, but, oh, by the way, Yannick Ngakoue got traded to the Ravens.
Yes, I did see that. So they're heating up a little bit.
They just improved their defense.
Yep.
Nice move for them. Vikings look like they're in sell mode, rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
Want to get into let's change the order up a little bit because Travis isn't with us yet. Let's do the waiver wire, Kurt, because I did say I had a couple tight ends.
Okay, so give me what you got, because I'm gonna write this down because I need a tight end badly in my Carney league.
Tight ends in a second. We'll start with quarterback. If you had Fitzpatrick for Prescott, or you got your quarterbacks on bye this week.
Okay.
If Matthew Stafford is available, pick him up against the Falcons, number 1. If Herbert's available, pick him up against the Chargers. If neither of them
he's on the Chargers. You mean the Jags?
Jaguars. Yeah, pick him up against the Jaguars. And my third guy, who I'm highest on this week, pick up Joey Burrow against Cleveland. Cleveland's opponents are averaging 30 points against them a game.
Okay.
And the Bengals offense is a little sneaky over there in Cincinnati. Yeah. No defense, but their offense is sneaky.
But that's good for fantasy. You want them in a shootout. Last week they were in a shootout mode. They were up 21-0 over Indy last week.
Yep. You want me to move on to running backs?
Sure.
My running backs, these are kind of like one guy's a stash guy, one guy's could have a breakout game this week again. My stash guy is Gus Edwards.
Okay.
Don't know what's happening with Ingram, and Dobbins did not look good last week. Now, remember, I live down here in Maryland, so I know the story, and I hear the talk around the talk. Edwards is going to get those goal line carries. Edwards is going to be in the running plays, and Dobbins is going to be in on third down.
Kenny, I'm a little shocked by that, though, aren't you, with the Dobbins thing? I mean, people were saying he
Right
was a
now.
rookie of the year candidate.
Well, yeah, I could see Dobbins later on in the year, though, getting back into form. Right now, I just don't, I don't know. It's not there yet. And the other guy, because Dallas's defense is a mess, J.D. McKissick
Yeah.
on Washington.
But that
I mean,
hurts me
running
because
backs
I
are
got
hard.
Gibson.
Running backs are hard because they get picked up. I know waiver wire was Tuesday, so running backs are hard. McKissick's probably gone, but if he's available, pick him up. Gus Edwards is a stash guy. I would pick him up if you need a spot.
I got a guy for you. What about LaMichael Pirine from the Jets?
Why not?
I mean, why are the Jets giving the ball to Frank Gore? Seriously.
Why not? It's time. Yeah, and Bell's gone. Why not? They're gonna. Yeah. Why not? Why not? I would stash him as a stash. Now I made a mistake last week because I fell into the trap. I wanted to block my opponent from getting Alexander Madison, and he bombed. So I wasted a waiver on him last week, and I ended up getting beat by my opponent anyway, not because of Madison, because of my other guys. So that was a mistake. But yeah, I would stash him, free agent. I wouldn't pick him up as a waiver. I wouldn't waste a waiver on him, but free agent, if he's available, if you need a position, take a shot.
Okay.
Now you want my quarterbacks? I'll do I gave you my quarterbacks. Okay. Now one more quarterback I got for you is a big sleeper. You're gonna like this, Drew Lock. I got some Broncos on my list this week as sleepers. Wide receiver.
Why do you like Drew Lock though?
Kansas City, they're going to be points. They're going to score some touchdowns this week.
Guys, Bob Verrilli's saying Zach Moss or Justin Jackson, good grabs at running back. Zach Moss, I've kept him in the Carney League all year long. I mean, I was super high on him. They were, and you know what? Will's the guy to ask. I mean, obviously he's the guy to ask, but I was super high on him. I mean, I know going in, a couple of guys I listened to were saying, he's going to take over the main role past Singletary. I know he got injured and stuff, but he was phenomenal at Utah, and he hasn't got going. So what's your thoughts? I would love to hear Will's thoughts on Zach Moss, because I'm with Verrilli. Like, I've constantly, dropped him, picked him right back up, dropped him, picked him right back up. And what do you think of that?
I like Jackson a lot because they're starting to say, oh, Joshua Kelly. This is going to fire Josh Jackson up, where he takes over like Eckler took over when they were talking about Jackson. Last year it was Gordon, and then Eckler came out of nowhere. Well, Jackson ain't going to let Kelly come out of nowhere. So I do like Joshua Jackson. Zach Moss, again, I'd like to hear Will's thoughts. Zach Moss, I'm a little hesitant on. I'll say this.
By the way, Travis is going to be joining now.
Travis, I'm going to bring him in about 30 seconds. You have one running back on your team that's usually your stud. If you can pick up their handcuff without hurting your bench, pick him up. My stud running back in our league, Kurt, on K&K, is Aaron Jones. I got Jamal Williams on my bench. Mm-hmm. Is he going to play? No, not unless Aaron Jones gets hurt, but he's there.
Right.
If you want Zach Moss as a handcuff, yeah, go get him. But I think you got somebody better than Singletary as your running back, so I would try and get their handcuff first.
But honestly, I think with Zach Moss, Kenny, I think Zach Moss has that game where he catches 7-8 balls, and now listen, they drafted him pretty high. I want to say he was a top 4 pick, like a top 4, grabbed them in the top their 4th round. So I'm gonna go with Zach Moss.
Okay. Fair enough. By the way, Travis is.
How's it going, guys?
What's up, Mr. Travis? How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Working sooner or later. I got to get my desk first. I got to get a new desk. I'm working on a whole new.
I got
down here, Kurt, and that's when it'll get set up.
Nice setup.
I got some new inventory.
There you go. There you go.
I I got big plans down here in Maryland for my studio. So
Awesome.
working on-
Travis, real quick before we get going, I made
Yes.
I made a big trade last week in our Carney League where I was 4-1. I lost last week, so I'm 4-2. But this is the trade I made. I went for it. I took a gamble, and this is what I did. I told you I picked up Chase Claypool off of
Love the
waivers,
pick.
right?
Love
Okay,
it.
but I traded him. Here's what I did. I traded Chase Claypool, Tanyan from Green Bay, and
like
Jordan Taylor, and I picked up Phillip Lindsay and Christian McCaffrey. What do you think?
I'd like to trade.
I went in for it, and you know what? Now my team, I got my running backs are Dalvin Cook and Christian McCaffrey when he comes back.
You got 2 high-quality RB1s. If you can, if you have a little depth at the running back, I try to make a play for Deontay Johnson, like right now. Like make a play for him. I'd also try to make a play for Chark. Again, that's another right now. Get a wide receiver that could fill up that stop hole, and that your team got better. It went from here to there.
Right, and
So
my receivers, like I said to Kenny, because Kenny was walking. We were talking about the deal. I still got Tyreek Hill as a receiver. I got Beckham, and I got McLaurin from Washington. So I'm okay there. That's why, the Claypool, I picked him up, and I said, you know what, I really want McCaffrey. Going forward, I want to be able to say, boom, McCaffrey and Dalvin Cook, and I'm set, and I'm ready to roll. So
if Beckham has a good week, try to trade him for 2 solid receivers. I'm not sold, and that's a big possibility because Landry's hurt. So keep him in mind to trade. That's your next move.
Verrilli likes my trade.
That guy you traded with, I really saying that guy you traded with, I should be teaching in my class. He must be special.
So
No, really, I know what you're thinking because I said that first too. But the guy is 1-4, and his team, he needed what Kurt gave him. He's got 3 starters now on his team, as opposed to 1 in McCaffrey when he comes back, and he's in must-win mode right now.
Right. And I gave up, Claypool was a nice pick. I mean, he had another 17 points last week for Travis's Steelers. And Taylor's been an average easily 14 to 15 point running back, which are hard to find. So, I did give, it was.
Oh, yeah. You gave.
It's something I wanted, though. But you know what? I want that guy. I want McCaffrey. I want to be explosive. And you know what? Like, I got Kyler Murray, Tyreek Hill, Dalvin Cook, and McCaffrey now. But here's my thing, Kenny, because Kenny promised me some tight end. My tight ends, Travis, are driving me nuts. Yeah. I got 0 points and you know what, Travis? I'm gonna give you credit. You called it on draft night. You're not high on Gesicki. And 2 weeks now, goose eggs. So
and he's on a bye this week. So who's your tight end this week?
I picked up the Cleveland kid. What's his name?
Austin Hooper.
Austin Hooper.
Great pick.
And I picked up Austin Hooper, and I also picked up Mr. Beelan was telling me I picked up Schultz from Dallas. So I got 3 tight ends on my roster. I don't have 1 now.
I'm bringing Johnny Beelan in. I don't know what to expect here. Johnny Beelan did the Pocky Chip Challenge yesterday on our show.
There he is.
What up?
He looks okay.
Yeah, he looks okay.
That he usually is. Oh yeah, he's outside. I'll give you 2 tight ends real quick. John, we're talking about waiver wire. Kurt needs a tight end. Maybe he's available, maybe he's not. If he's available, Kurt, pick him up now. Dallas Goedert. He's on the injury list right now.
I don't think he's going to – Verrilli just said he's back this week. I don't think he's going to be available in that Carney League.
I don't know if he's actually back. I don't know if they actually –
He's not back. He's not back tonight. But going forward, Ertz is out for 4 to 6 weeks.
No, he is not. He is not available.
All right. Who's another guy I got? I think he's going to get traded, John. David Njoku might be a stash. He might go to the Patriots. And if he goes to the Patriots, you know how Cam likes those tight ends.
I do.
By the way, John, welcome. Are you feeling okay?
Greg Olsen, perfect example.
Get a little cool air.
Yeah. Kurt, who's available? Who's your top guys available?
Well, right now on my the three guys I picked, like I said, I just picked up. I picked up Austin Hooper from Cleveland. I got Gasecki, and I went with your advice, and I took up Schultz. So those are my 3 tight ends.
Oh, yeah. No, bro, stay with Schultz, man. They're gonna.
Oh yeah, Schultz against Washington. Yeah, Logan Thomas might be a little sneaky pick this week.
But I can't take him. I can't have 3 Redskins starting this week. I mean, I got already Gibson and McLaurin starting.
Redskins are gonna have a good week.
Wait, hold on. But see, this is the thing, right? You got to think about fantasy football. You're thinking of that because they're the Redskins and they suck. But if you look at it fantasy-wise, if they put up numbers fantasy-wise, who cares if you start
right? But three of them.
Why not? I started last week. I started Gibson and what's his name? The other running back.
McKissick.
Robinson.
McKissick. Yeah, I started both of them. I got 30-something points out of both of them.
Right.
For 2 people that are sharing carries all day.
Guys, real quick. Dale is saying hello, Kurt. Hello, boys. Dale, breaking news.
Is that the DP?
Yes, the DP. And if Travis, if you don't know,
you better show him that they're right by your house, so I'm not getting a knock on the door.
Dale is breaking news, John. The masks have arrived in Clifton. They are going to be brought to Kearney tomorrow. They're upstairs, and the masks are here. So right now, Kenny while you were sweating with the Pocky chip, Kenny can stop sweating because the Punisher, unless the Punisher doesn't like the masks, then we have another issue. But right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Travis, I got to get you a Steeler one. And you like the Pirates too, you said, right?
More Penguins than Pirates. I'm a little embarrassed about the Pirates.
Yeah, right, Kenny, cool black masks.
You know what, Kenny?
So,
Kenny, in a second, I'm going to go get the masks.
Travis, I'll get you a couple made up from this girl I work with. We'll get you a Steeler one for sure.
Kenny, you'll get to you when COVID's over.
Yeah, exactly. All right, but so one more thing. So all right, so my last question, and I'm going to stop talking about fantasy, is this week, Hooper or Schultz, who's my tight end?
Ooh.
Who's Hooper? They're playing the Bengals?
Yeah.
Now, again, I also have Beckham, so Beckham's also going to be on my roster. So,
well, you know what? I might go. It's harder than you think because what did Schultz do last week against the Cardinals?
2 catches?
Or targets, just targets.
Targets last week, Schultz had 5.
Yeah, 4 or 5 targets.
I go Schultz. I think he's going to get more targets this week. I think there's going to be a lot of check down, short throws this week.
Dale saying Hooper all day. You know what? When you really look at it, though, Andy Dalton was big with, what's his name when he was there? Eifert. That was his guy. Yeah. So he does love his tight end. So
I'm telling you, I think I go Schultz because Dallas's offense used to be those short 5-yard outs, 7-yard outs to Witten. They're going to start bringing that back with Dalton at quarterback. I'm sorry. That's what I think.
I like it, Kenny. I like it.
You can get 7. If you can get 7 catches, 50 yards out of Schultz and maybe a touchdown as a bonus, you're not taking that as opposed to a goose egg, which you've been getting?
Yeah, I'll take 1.
I don't know if I'm getting that from Hooper because you're going to have Beckham. You're going to have Kareem Hunt. You're going to have all these other guys that.
Well, let me say one thing.
Dalton's not going to throw the ball. He's not going to have the time with that Washington line to throw the deep ball. They're going to pressure him like crazy with that backup offensive line. Think about that. No Leo Collins, no Tyron Smith, no Zach Martin.
All right, Kenny, I'm going to take a 2-second. You guys.
He's not listening to me, John.
I am listening to you. I'm definitely listening to you.
You know he's going Hooper. You know he's going
No,
Hooper.
I'm not.
Both tight ends are great options, and they both have great, excellent matchups. I believe the Washington matchup with Schultz is Washington's ranked number 5 against tight ends, and since he's ranked number 6th, I'm gonna go with Schultz. I'm winning a little bit. I'm about 51-49 Schultz. That's my pick.
Beelan, who do you got?
I'm gonna say this because Hooper, I have in one of my leagues. Hooper is consistent. He gets you 10 points every single week. Schultz, it's a hit or miss. You're either gonna get 3 points or you can get 20 points. So if I had a pick, depending on who else is in your lineup, I think I might stay with Hooper this week. I think Baker Mayfield's going to come out gunslinging this week.
Okay.
Now, let me ask you a question, Kurt. You don't have McCaffrey this week.
No.
He's not back yet. Do you need 10 points or do you need 20 points? Because if you can get that 20 points, then you got to go Schultz. But if you only need 10 points, like John said, go Hooper.
Listen, I'm on a bye week. I don't have Cook. I don't have McCaffrey. My running backs this week are going to be I'm actually going to be using.
So you're okay if you lose in your league.
Yeah.
Go for the boom. Go for Schultz.
I'm looking at both their statistics. The past was Hooper started out very slow. He had a 3.5 point game, a 4 point game, and a 5.5 point game. And then Beelan, like you were saying, that's when he got into that 10 point range the past 3 weeks. So he's in that 10 point range. Schultz had 5 targets last week and has an amazing matchup against the Redskins. He's a little bit more on the boomer bust, like up and down. However, Schultz has been better overall, average wise, during the course of the past 6 weeks. I'm saying Schultz. I'm sticking with the 51-49.
John, in all due fairness, I disagree because Njoku's back too. Is he going to play a little bit and take some snaps and targets from Hooper? Because they're going to look to trade him.
They tried to do that last year too, and no one wanted them. So and what's the value for tight ends this year? I mean, no one's hurt really besides the Eagles.
Now I got one more thing for you guys. One more thing, Kenny. Hold on. Virilli's bringing up a good name, Trey Burton from Indy. He's available. Is that something? I mean, I can't have 4 tight ends on my team, so
there's a lot of tight ends.
The problem with Trey Burton. The problem with Trey Burton is that that team legitimately has too many tight ends. So yes, he's been a little bit like I want to say hot side, but I mean, dude, you got to look at the long game. I mean, Schultz or Hooper probably are way better. I mean, Schultz. I would have took Schultz this week if Dak was in, but I think I'm gonna stay with
Trey
Hooper.
Burton's on a bye.
Oh, so he is on a bye.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that doesn't help this week.
Simple answer, Kurt. If you don't need the boom player, then go Hooper. But if you feel like you need a possible boom, go Schultz.
Listen, Schultz had 1 bust, and that was against the Giants. He had 7.5 points against Zona last week, and their offense wasn't in sync. Andy Dalton's going to settle down week 2. I think they have a big game. Great matchup. I say you go Schultz. I say his floor is a little higher than
either way.
All right.
Than people are saying for this week.
All right. Well, since we're talking about busts, how about let's do a little boom or bust this week? Give me we're going to do a quarterback. We'll do each position, but I want a breakout quarterback this week and a bust quarterback this week. We'll start with Travis since he thinks the boom and bust. Well, give me a boom quarterback.
Boom quarterback, easy. Matty Ice. Julio Jones is back. I love the matchup. Matty Ice is getting back on track. With Julio Jones, he was ranked 7th, 2nd, and I believe 6th when Julio Jones was in the lineup. Julio Jones is back, so he's in my top 7 this week.
Okay. John, you got a boom guy you can't not pass up on this week?
I like Matty Ice, but I also like this counter opponent, Matt Stafford, this week. Like I mean, Falcons defense can't stop anybody. So, and Stafford was throwing last week too. So we'll see. I think Matt Stafford will have a monster game. He's one of my guys.
I agree with both of you guys. I had Stafford written down, and Matt Ryan is in my lineup over Big Ben this week, and Cam Newton. I got 3 quarterbacks in that league, in our league, by the way. I'm going with Stafford. Who you got, Kurt? I'm going with either one, Ryan or Stafford.
No. You guys take this because I got to show the Punisher the mask. So I'm going to walk away for a second to get the masks, and you guys handle this, Kenny, okay? So you run the show. I will be right back.
All right. How about a bust, John? I'll come right back to you on a bust this week.
Derek Carr. I think Derek Carr is going to have a big problem against Tampa Bay's defense.
Game maybe off the. We don't know if that game is 100% on yet. I don't think. We'll see. But if it is on, their offensive line, they got a couple guys and with the
whole O-line, the whole O-line.
That's a good pick. I agree with that. How about you, Travis?
I'm going to say Cam Newton against San Fran. Don't like the matchup. I know New England's reeling a little bit. They're 2-3. I think they focus on running the football. But San Fran's defense is still they might be a little banged up, but they're still pretty decent. I think Cam Newton might be a little bit of a disappointment in fantasy. They might produce a W, but in fantasy-wise, I'd shy away from Cam.
All right, guys, real quick. Here's the breaking news, Kenny. Here's the Punisher. There's the Bronco mask.
Oh, man.
So, Dale, it's official. Here's the Atlanta Brave mask.
I can't believe they blew that series.
And we also have a Kansas City mask for the Punisher. So these are nice though, guys. You should get one of these, Kenny.
I got one going to John. I got one going to John. We didn't get him a Jets one. We got him a Braves one.
Well, can she put tank on hers? Tanking?
Yeah, she can.
I'm tanking. I'm tanking.
There you go. Yeah, I agree with
that. Tank for Trevor.
Again.
Tank for Trevor.
Yep. I'll throw another name out there. I think that could be a bust. I think he's not, is he in your starting lineup? You're in trouble if you got him in your starting lineup. Jimmy Garoppolo. I think the Patriots are going to take it to him. But if you got him in your starting lineup, you're in trouble.
Not start him.
Breakouts. I'm sorry. I'm surprised. Well, they're not really breakouts because.
Oh, by the way, sorry, one more thing. Dale is asking, where's my lotion? The lotion is here too. The Itch Be Gone is the Itch Be Gone is here.
All right, so we did quarterbacks, breakout, bust, Kurt. We're gonna move to running backs, and I'll go back to Travis on a breakout running back this week.
I'm starting him in 2 leagues because Miles Sanders is hurt, and I'm going Justin Jackson for the Chargers. I just love the matchup against the Jags, whose defense is just a bunch of scrubs. He's the number one back until Eckler comes out. I actually just traded for him in one league. I traded Big Ben straight up for Jackson, and Big Ben was my backup quarterback. So I love the matchup.
Okay, how about you, John?
I like whatchamacallit's boy, Petro's boy, Antonio Gibson this week. He's been producing solid, man, for the past couple of weeks. So hopefully it's me a nice little breakout week for him. I believe they play they play Dallas. So
yeah,
Dallas' defense is iffy, but we'll see.
That's funny that you said that. I had J.D. McKissick written down as my breakout.
Yeah.
Either one, we'll see. It's going to be one of them two for sure.
Yeah.
Kurt, you or the audience got anybody?
Listen, I got one, and I'm a homer with Denver, but I don't go homer with fantasy. But this week I am because Philip Lindsay is back, and Philip Lindsay, I'm telling you right now, he is their main back. Like Melvin Gordon, they overpaid for Melvin Gordon. Plus, he's going bye-bye for a couple of weeks. But Philip Lindsay last week looked legit. And I'm telling you, they are going to run. It's going to be bad weather Sunday, snow. They're going to pound since Kansas City. They're going to line up, double 2-3 tight ends and run right down their throat. Lindsay's going to go for 100 on Sunday. Take Lindsay.
Right. He's good trade bait for a receiver, Kurt.
Here's Kurt getting put on the spot right now. Is he in your starting lineup this week?
He is, yes.
Flex.
Okay.
He's in my starting lineup. Both teams, both lineups.
Okay. I'm going to come right back to you, Kurt, in the audience with a bust.
A bust this week. I can't say Le'Veon Bell's a bust because I think that's going to be way too early. I'm going to go Derrick Henry against Travis's Pittsburgh Steelers.
Love it.
That defense is legit, and that defense
is pick.
That defense is going to take him right away, and they're going to make Tannehill beat him, which I'm interested to see if he does.
Travis likes it because he's a Steeler fan.
Yeah, but you know what? I am. I think.
I'm messing
listen,
around.
he ain't scoring. He ain't scoring 55 points this week in fantasy, I could tell you
You
that.
don't run against that Steelers defense.
Nope.
Unless you're Miles Sanders with one breakout run on a draw.
By the way, we get the
doing it.
masks. Here comes the audience. Jimmy Eiserman saying, "What's up, guys?" His
Go
two
on,
masks
Jimmy.
are here.
Johnny, give me a bust. Now you
I'm
go.
I'm going with Kurt's boy Philip Lindsay. I know he's real high on him, but you are not running in snow against the Chiefs. No way. You're out of your
there?
bird. You're out of your bird.
You got snow up there in Denver?
It's gonna be snow. Yeah,
Wow.
50% chance of snow in the 20s to low 30s.
In Kansas City.
That
No,
just
in
changed
Denver.
my mind on
In
my
Denver.
Oh,
bust.
Denver. Okay. I was going to say.
That just gave me my bust of the week. It was Derrick Henry, but I'm changing my mind right now on the air, on the spot.
All right, I got a question for you guys.
Hilarious.
Wait. You know what? I'm gonna put all
He's gonna
three. of
like
you.
this. He's interrupting me, but he's going to like this. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the bust this week because he's not going to be able to run in the snow. He's always played in warm weather in Louisiana. In the swamp. Played in rain, a lot of rain.
Okay,
not
but
snow.
guys,
Different
answer
ball.
this. Ready? Answer this, Kenny. I'll start with you. The snowstorm, does that help Denver or hurt Denver's chances?
Help.
Helps him.
Beelan,
Nah, it hurts him.
you think so?
Drew Lock's never played in snow before.
Sure he has. He's from Missouri.
Has he played in the NFL?
Yeah, last year against Kansas City.
That wasn't snow.
Drew Lock played against Kansas City last year in the snow. You challenging me on a Bronco question?
It wasn't like
It was a blizzard. Look it up. It was a blizzard.
Was that that was last year?
Last year. But my point is though, does it because now you can't, your theory isn't going to be I'm going to outscore you. Obviously, your theory is going to be we're going to punch you in the mouth and we're going to shut your running game down. So, I mean, I don't know.
No, it's gonna be more of a passing game. Honestly, I know people think that because it's snowing, we're gonna run the ball. Like, no, you're gonna pass the ball more in the snow than you are running the ball.
By the way, Rob Neely's saying Johnny Carton is coming for you,
Bro.
So
Let me tell you, that's a whole nother talk show, man.
Helps the Broncos. That's true home field advantage, Coach.
I
Kurt.
think it
True
helps.
home
It slows Tyreek Hill down. It slows
Especially with
Tyreek
that
Hill
speed.
yeah, but
They'll
here's
slow
the
him
thing, though,
down.
Kenny. Here's the thing they're saying: it's impossible to cover Tyreek Hill on a clear field. They're saying as a D-back, the way he cuts, he's impossible in snow to cover Tyreek Hill like that. So
Makes sense.
it's gonna be
It'll
hard.
slow him down, though. It'll slow him down.
All right, sorry, Kenny, for ruining.
All right, so Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to be my bust because he may not be able to handle the snow. We'll see. I could be wrong on that. Derrick Henry was my top choice. But how about, what do you call Derrick Henry as a bust?
Nope. Derrick Henry's gonna plow over them. No offense, they're
Listen.
gonna plow over them.
Listen, Henry has had like 7-8 point games last year where he had under 10 points. So I think could be a week where he could have under 10 points. It's a possibility.
I'm
He's
telling
not
you
that
right now,
above
Travis, I agree with you. Kenny, I agree with him too. They're going to come over there and say, listen, we are putting 9 in the box. Beat us in the air, Tannehill. And if he does, he does. But there's no way. There's no way he's going to give you a 32 for 145. That's not happening versus Pittsburgh. No way.
All right, well, let's go to wide receivers. John, give me a stud receiver this week that's going to have a monster game.
Stud receiver. I'm gonna go with. Speaking of Titans, I'm gonna go with AJ Brown.
Okay.
AJ Brown have a monster game this week.
Kenny, I want to read this comment from Neely because this is very interesting. He's saying in the last 17 games for King Henry, he has 2,000 yards on the ground.
Yeah, and you're gonna stop him? What?
Henry,
Did you see what he
2K.
did on? Did you see what he did on one play last week? And they had 8 men in the box last week. He ran for 94 yards straight down the field, and a DB couldn't even catch him.
I'm going to be honest with you because I'm going to give you a spoiler. Here's my spoiler, and Travis, cover your ears. But here's my spoiler. I'm picking Tennessee to beat Pittsburgh this week at home.
I am too.
I'm just saying I don't think it's going to
us.
be – I think Tannehill's going to have to beat them, and I think he will. But I'm saying I don't think you're going to see 100. I just don't think you're going to. I think Pittsburgh is going to try to take him fully, out of that.
Wait, you don't
game.
think he's going to get 100 yards?
Well, again, if he has 30,
the last 100-yard rusher against the Steelers,
he better have 30 carries, 35 carries.
It's going to be Henry, and I'll put a bet on it this week, and I'll send it to you guys just so I have shits and giggles, because then I can just laugh about it all. It's going to happen on one play. It's going to be like a fucking 75-yard run on one play.
This is deja vu if you're right, because in 2008, I remember very clearly the Steelers played the Titans in Tennessee for the number 1 seed. Journeyman quarterback was there. What's his face? Kerry Collins. And CJ2K ran all over the Steelers, him and Wendell White. They won that battle, but who won the Super Bowl that year? So very similar deja vu situation here for the number 1 seed in the AFC.
The good thing about that, Travis, is that we're talking about Week 7, not the Super Bowl.
We got about 5 minutes left on the fantasy football hour.
Go ahead.
Let's finish up with the wide receivers, and then we'll end up with tight ends. So you can bring out wide receiver from Travis.
Oh, listen, welcome back, Michael Thomas. I've been waiting a long time. He's going up against a tough matchup against Carolina, but I think he's back to being matchup proof, back to running those slants, and back to catching 10 balls for 80 yards. He'll give you 18, 20, and a touchdown. He'll give you 25 points this week.
Travis,
Michael Thomas.
He might not even play this week.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he didn't show up to practice today.
Why?
No, he did.
I don't know. They undisclosed reasons.
I didn't know that.
To practice all week.
I got a deep sleeper, guys. Deep sleeper for wide receiver this week. Breakout. Mike Williams on the Chargers.
Love it.
Loves to throw the deep ball. And we all know what the Jaguars defense is. I could see Williams catching a couple. I could see Williams getting at least 140, 50-yard catch and maybe 3 other catches, having about 80 to 100 yards with a touchdown. Mike Williams is my breakout. What do you got, Kurt? You, the audience.
I'm going to go. I mean, listen, he's number 1 on the board. I mean, it's not, it's not a breakup. I'm saying I just think DeAndre Hopkins against that Seattle defense. I think Seattle's going to score a lot of points. So Arizona's going to have, this could be a 38-35, 38-38-1 game. So I'm going to say Hopkins against that. Seattle's defense, especially that secondary, is not great. So I'm going to go DeAndre Hopkins in a high-scoring game. Jimmy Eiserman saying, Kenny, he's starting Williams this week.
There you go. Love it. Love it, Jimmy. Give me some bust, Kurt. Come right back to you real quick.
A bust.
Well, I'll go to John while you're
thinking.
No,
I got it. My bust is going to be Verrilli's boy, Allen Robinson, against Beeland's Rams.
No, don't say that.
I'm going to go Allen Robinson.
My guy. All right. John, I'll go to you.
Tough matchup.
Tim Patrick.
He's a sleeper. He's a bus sleeper then.
Tim Patrick is going to get shit this week.
Hey, he's 2 weeks in a row.
0.
Hey, he was out. He helped me win a fantasy championship 2 years ago.
I'll go to Travis. I'll head to you. Who's your bust?
Who's that, to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, who's your bust?
My bust is going to be Tyler Lockett going up against the Cardinals, Patrick Peterson. I think this is a DK Metcalf game.
Fair enough. And I'm going to go, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm going to go Tyreek Hill as a bust.
I love the pick. That's a great one. In the snow, yes. Mm-hmm.
Even if it doesn't snow, I think the Broncos are going to try and shut him down. Now, when we get into tight ends, you're going to hear my other side. I'll go right back with the tight end. My breakout tight end, he's not a breakout because he's number 1 tight end, but he's going to break out, meaning he's going to have at least 2 touchdowns and over 100 yards. Travis Kelce.
By the way, I got to take 1 second. Because I got to talk football with Travis and agree with me or not agree. I don't know if we did this, but 2 weeks ago when New England played Kansas City. I think, and again, Belichick always does the blueprints, Beelan, right? He's the blueprint guy. Mm-hmm. But what he did with this blueprint was phenomenal. He ran a 5-man front, And he kept two safeties over the top all the time. They just, okay, everybody played man. Those guys were free, and he dropped his outside linebackers to the flat. So what that did, it took what Kansas City likes to do against man is those fast guys run away. So Tyreek Hill and Hardman and stuff, when they're running crossing routes, they're running away from those linebackers and corners, but now those outside guys played like an outside zone. You watch that game, and Mahomes was just holding the ball.
Cover 55 funnel.
Totally, and again, I'm not going to say, but that screws up because what's the rule? When you're in man, run away from man. Sit in zone. You couldn't, he put that combo defense in and going forward.
The combo coverage.
And you know what? Listen, if you look, Mahomes ran a lot that night and got yards, but you did not see any big plays down the field. They took that away, and they took the crossings away. And they made Mahomes fit it in a little window. And you know what?
Kurt,
he struggled.
Kurt, what was the score?
It was a low-scoring game.
Well, who won?
New England. Kansas City won.
Okay, so there we go.
No, you're talking about the AFC Championship game. Let's go back to the AFC Championship game back in 2018. That's when the blueprint was originally put in. And New England won that game in OT. Coach Kurt, you do have a very valid point. They doubled. They had their number 2 corner and the safety, McCourty, over the top, blanking it out, Tyreek Hill. And then they had Stephon Gilmore in star coverage against Sammy Watkins. So I believe that's what they're going to try to do. Denver's going to try to do that. I love the safety for Denver. Simmons, I believe his name is.
Justin Simmons.
They're going to put their number 2 corner on Hill, and they're going to blanket him. They're going to bracket coverage him. And then they're going to play star coverage against their number 2. If it's Watkins or Mecole Hardman, whoever their number 2 is. And then they're going to say, hey, listen, Travis Kelce, beat us.
That's it. Yep.
Hilaire, beat us. That's it. Make him play left-handed.
By the way, a couple comments. Rob Neely saying, how did Metcalf and A.J. Brown play on the same college team, Savages, and they didn't win? That's even the crazier thing. And then he's also saying to John Beelan, he's replying to you saying, yes, sir, we never get love, meaning his Titans. I've been listening to 104.5 all season, and P.S., we have the most uneducated fans ever. Today's topic was, should we trade for a legit backup? And why did we trade for a legit backup last year? Host replied, because Marcus sucked. So I'm excited to pick that game.
Real quick. We got 2 minutes. Let's do tight ends real quick.
Go ahead.
I'll do my breakout and bust. My breakout's Kelce, meaning he's going to have 2 touchdowns and over 100 yards.
Love it.
My other breakout could be Rob Gronkowski this week, possibly against the Raiders, getting that breakout game. Bust is going to be in that same game, Darren Waller. Buccaneers defense is legit.
Mm-hmm.
John, want to take it?
I love Gronkowski if that game plays. Damn, who's the I just watched something too. What's his name? Hunter Henry. I got Hunter Henry. I got him in my DraftKings lineup this week. I think he can be a big stud this week. And then maybe like a bust. I've hated him all year, but Jared Cook, I don't like him.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Eiserman saying Evan Ingram breaks out tonight. Neely saying Ferkser from the Texans again.
I've been reading stuff.
Titans.
I've been reading stuff that they're trying to trade Ingram.
I
wouldn't be against that, John. I would not be against that.
Kenny, can I give you one? Kenny, can I give you one?
Yeah. Give me one, and then we'll go to Travis.
I don't have a breakout, but I can tell you this right now: people who have George Kittle are going to be very disappointed because there's no way Belichick's letting him beat him. Belichick's going to take him right away and tell Garoppolo, go ahead, Garoppolo, go to the receivers deep. He's not going to do it. I love New England this week, and he's going to totally shut down. Kittle will have like 2-3 catches for nothing this week because Belichick always shuts the first number 1 receiver down. What do you think?
I got 2 breakouts.
About 2 minutes, and then our second hour is going to start with Carson Shearer joining us, and we'll explain who Carson is in a couple minutes. But who's yours, Travis?
I got 2 breakouts, and I have to mention these 2. One and I'm playing one in one league and I'm playing the other in the other league. But I'm not being biased because I really think they have great matchups. One is Hayden Hurst for the Atlanta Falcons. Amazing matchup. Going in, Matt Ryan, I said, is going to be hot. I think Hayden Hurst had a great week last week. He continues to be hot. My other breakouts, I say he's the number one tight end this week is TJ Hawkinson.
I like that.
Staying in the same game. So I think it's going to be a good tight end game. My big bust, I've been disappointed. He's been high and he's been low, and I'm going to say he's going to continue with another low week. Well, actually, no, he's on a bye. But I was going to say, what's his face for Baltimore?
Andrews.
But I do think Kittle. I agree with you, Coach Kurt. I'm keeping with that bust against New England. I say Kittle is a big disappointment this week.
I hope not. Any defenses you want to stream tonight? If you got, like me, I had Indianapolis. Believe it or not, I can't believe I'm saying this. I picked up the Giants defense.
You know what, Kenny? I picked up the Giants defense, and I'm starting them tonight. Is that a mistake, guys?
Yeah.
I'm nervous
what do you
about
think?
it.
Yeah.
Now, John, here's my question to you. It's in our league, but I'm going to ask you as the fantasy guy. Somebody dropped the Patriots defense today, but they're on the waiver for Sunday. Drop the Giants now and hope the Patriots are there and nobody picks them up?
Yeah, I'd take the gamble with that.
I don't know. I don't even know what to say about that one.
There's a lot of injuries in Philly though tonight. That's what I like.
Yeah, me too, guys. Then real quick, because if I have a minute, I don't want Kenny on this. Because Kenny's
I'm gonna bring Carson in, but we got 1 minute and then we'll get into
all
our
right.
second
Kenny's a Giant fan, so I don't want to ask Kenny. So I'm gonna ask you guys. If I don't go Giants, Beelan and Travis, these are my options: Dallas against Washington, against Dallas, Atlanta against Detroit, Seattle against Arizona, Cincinnati against Cleveland, Mr. Neely's Tennessee Titans against the Steelers, Houston against Green Bay, Vegas, Green Bay, the Jets. Basically, you see what I got left. Or do I take my Broncos in the snow?
I would go Titans.
Broncos in the snow.
I was gonna say the Titans too, because those games are always tight though. Like especially division games get played completely different. The Broncos one I'm a little iffy about. It's like if it snows, then yeah, you might have a little bit more advantage of it. But if there's no snow, sorry, Kurt, I just think there's
definitely snow. It's 50 to 60% chance of snow. It's gonna.
No,
snow.
I know, but like snow on the ground and playing in it. But I don't know.
Well,
you might get like 5 to 8 points tonight from Carson Wentz
is Giants defense tonight.
Carson Wentz.
Carson, we're talking about. By the way, Carson Shear just joined us from.
What's up, Carson?
How are we doing? What's going on?
Ticket time. We're just ending our first hour. Carson, last question we had was defense. I had to pick up a defense because the Colts defense is on a bye. And surprisingly I went with the Giants. Is that a bad move or a good move?
It's funny. I'm having the Giants this week too because I had the I forgot who my defense is, but the Ravens. I had the Ravens this week, and I picked up the Giants also because they had a pretty good defensive performance last time. So
they're not playing bad on defense. I like it. Yeah. Well, that's our first hour, Kurt.
You know what? I'm going to do this live on air right now. Neely's saying Titans Steelers is going to be ugly. 14-10, 13-7. You know what, Beelan? I'm going to show you right now how much confidence I got. Giants, drop from roster. Free agents, available.
Guys,
defense.
That's music to my ears because he is the ultimate kiss of death.
I'm adding.
And if he took the Giants defense,
I'm adding the top 5 defense in football. Vic Fangio and my Denver Broncos it's official.
Against the Chiefs.
Against the Chiefs.
Good job. All right. Well, Kurt, that ends the first hour.
Coach Kurt, you won't regret that decision.
I will or I won't.
Wait, hold on.
You won't. Have confidence in the Denver defense against that Kansas City offense. It's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be, I'm saying it right now, low scoring. I'm saying 20 points apiece. Someone's going
Hey, Kurt,
2017.
Craig, good job. You're playing me this week in fantasy football.
No, not that league. Oh yeah, that league too. I'm playing you. Yeah.
Start Denver with confidence.
All right, let's do this before we get Kenny. Before we get Travis to go, we got to do one thing. Kenny, let's get Travis. He's got the game of the week. Travis, your Steelers against Tennessee. Give me a score. Give me a winner.
You ready for this? It's going to be a shock.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going Tennessee. Beating Pittsburgh by 10. I'm going 24-14. Tennessee. They win with confidence. They kind of shut down Pittsburgh. That's what I predict.
Okay.
Surprised. Well, Travis, thanks for joining.
I am too.
They win the battle. Pittsburgh wins the war this season. Calling it right now.
And Derrick Henry, 150 yards?
Derrick Henry's under 100 yards, though.
There you go.
All right, guys.
Travis, thank you, Travis.
We'll see you, Travis.
If I don't see you on Sunday, I'll check you back next week.
Absolutely.
Take care. Enjoy the night.
All right. By the way, Neely has two more. Neely saying to Travis, wow, you trust our defense more than I do. He doesn't like it. And then Neely's asking for Beelan. Are the Jets still getting 22 points next week versus KC?
Yeah. Listen. I had real quick, just before we get into the next one thing. I have this thing. So everyone's always like, fire Gase. But no one realizes Adam Gase is actually doing his job. Okay? He's losing games that we want to lose. You don't want to fire him, bring somebody in and start winning 5-6 games. No, let him coach. He's doing a fucking amazing.
Yeah, you're right. Keep losing. Keep losing.
It's allowed. We'll allow it.
You're doing your job. You're doing it great. So just keep doing your job, Adam Gase. Go to the end of the year. Lose. We'll trade Darnold to like the Colts or the Cowboys or somebody for like a 3rd round pick. I'll take it. I don't even care. Get Trevor Lawrence. Maybe get a nice, like, maybe Allen Robinson at the end of the year or somebody, like, hook him up a little bit. I'm good to go next year. We got money, too. We're good.
That's it.
By the way, Carson, John did the Pocky chip last night, so the Pocky's still on.
Yeah, it's still hitting John a little bit, Travis.
Oh, man. Listen, let me know when you guys want to see me do the chip. I'll eat it one bite.
You know what? Next Thursday.
Right now. You got challenge him.
Next
Thursday.
Next Thursday, you want me to do the chip challenge. All right.
I'll challenge you.
Thursday, 7 o'clock, so you can do it for the whole hour.
I like
7 o'clock. All right. I'll be on it.
All right.
Take care, Travis.
Thank you, Travis.
See ya.
You gotta break the chip too.
So again, Carson Shear joining us from his YouTube channel. It's Carson Claus and Ticket Time. We're gonna do a little promo of what Carson does before we get into our second hour.
All right.
We're gonna be back in about 45 seconds.
We're gonna roll it right now. Here we go. Carson Claus and Ticker Time.
Scratching tickets is what we do. Ticket time is here with you. 30s on Thursdays, 5 on Fridays too. Ticket time is here with you. Ticket time. We're winning cash.
All right, and we're back again. Thank you, Carson, for all your help, helping us out with the YouTube stuff. And please check out his stuff. I know Kenny's all the time. Kenny just hears the word gambling, and Kenny's going on to that site. I mean,
well, John's
so Kenny's
right
in.
there behind
and John, too.
If John didn't do the Pocky chip yesterday, I'm sure he would have been right there with me yesterday.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like what you do over there. It's good stuff. People, check it out, please.
Absolutely.
Good stuff.
Nice, appreciate you.
So we got Carson here. Might as well get started for our first segment. Big Ten football is back.
Yep.
Carson
right,
Michigan State. So he's our Big Ten football guy. Maybe a little preview, Kurt, of this upcoming season, right?
Okay.
I'll start with Carson. You know, what do you think of your Michigan State Spartans this year?
A lot of players left. We got Mel Tucker as our new head coach. It's we're facing Rutgers. Rutgers, I feel like they're one of those nitty gritty, just down to earth teams. I feel like it's going to be a close game. I wouldn't call this a blowout. It's going to be a competitive game, but I'm looking forward to it. I know the whole atmosphere up at State's really excited to have the Big Ten back. especially with our new head coach. So we're excited. It's going to be great.
Are they allowing fans, or we don't know yet?
No students are allowed. They're having, I think they have like 2 or 3 family members per player are allowed into the stadium, but no students, unfortunately.
I got bad news, Travis. I got bad news, Carson. I listened to the Bears, Chris Felique again. He joined our show. He's awesome, and he's very high on Rutgers this week. He doesn't even call them Rutgers. He just calls them State College is what he calls them. New Jersey State College. But he's high on him. He's saying he definitely would take the points, and he's saying he likes them to actually upset Michigan State, which I'm shocked by that, but he's high on Rutgers this year.
Yeah. They give them a lot of credit. They've definitely turned their program around over the last couple of years. They're definitely starting to go towards the right direction. So it's gonna be one of those interesting games that we're looking forward to.
Is the quarterback back from Michigan State? The kid, what's his name? I can't think of his name.
Yeah, we're kind of in a scramble right now for quarterbacks. Before it was Rocky Lombardi, then we have this guy named Theo Dad's coming up. I think it's going to be Lombardi.
Yeah,
though.
Lombardi. Okay.
Get the start.
Yeah, Lombardi. Yep.
So, yeah.
Okay.
John, you excited about Big Ten in the mix this week? Some betting games?
I am. Yeah, I need better games than SEC blowouts and I just need better games, and these weeks are going to be legit too. So I'm happy about this week.
Right. How about you, Kurt? You excited?
I am excited, but I'm going to throw a question out to John because he made a statement about being closer games, and I'll ask Carson too. I mean, he's really the Big Ten guy. There was a question thrown out on one of the podcasts I was listening to today. It said, "Who is Neely's asking for a Huskers report? He's a big Nebraska fan, but they were saying, is there a bigger difference in conference from Ohio State to the rest of the Big Ten or Clemson to the rest of the ACC? Where's the bigger difference?"
Clemson to the ACC.
Carson, what do you think?
Are you talking about in terms of like better conference?
No. Like there's Clemson, and then from Clemson to the second or third best team. That's
like ranking,
that range is so much bigger. Or Ohio State compared to they're saying Penn State's the second best team. Who has the bigger range?
The bigger range, ACC for sure. Yeah. Big Ten's a lot more close together because you got like Michigan, Penn State, Ohio State. Teams like Wisconsin. Those kinds of deals they're starting to pick up. But although the ACC, they've gotten some new teams with like Notre Dame and North Carolina and things like that. So they're definitely improving. But I think the bigger gap is ACC for sure.
Okay, and Kenny, nearly saying I woke up at 3 a.m. on Tuesday and watched 1994 Nebraska Huskers highlights in preparation for this weekend. I don't know if he's going to be watching it at 3 p.m. because at 12 he's playing Ohio State.
Wait, listen. Those Nebraska team though, like that was that kid down there, Martinez.
Yeah,
they have. If he can stay healthy all year and don't turn the ball over, he could be dangerous. He really could be dangerous. That kid was a big recruit coming out of high school, and bro, he just can't turn the ball over. That's the big thing, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Neely's also asking, is Notre Dame only for this year? Yes, right, Kenny? They're only ACC right now, right?
Yeah, they're gone after this year. But next year they're back to being friends.
Why do we have an independent conference? For what?
We say it all the time, Kenny.
We
say it all the time. It's why I'm sorry.
And it's Notre Dame versus like 4 bums.
You know what, guys? And that's what's going to kill BYU this year because you cannot put that team in a playoff when they're not going to a conference championship. You can't.
I don't know. They're tough, man. Tough, Kurt.
No, they are tough, but
if they were in conference, I would give them all the respect in the world. I love the team.
Me too.
I love the team. But you can't put them in a playoff if they're
not in a conference championship game.
Right.
How can you?
All right, let's continue real quick with our Big Ten preview. Let's go with the easy question first. I'll start with Carson again. Give me the Big Ten champs this year.
Ohio State. Yeah, Ohio State. I think you were telling me like a sleeper pick too.
Yeah, we're gonna get back. We'll do it. We'll go around. We'll do
Okay.
easy question, and then we'll do the harder one, sleeper and bust.
Sure. Yeah, Ohio State champion this year. Yeah, hands down.
Okay, John.
Yeah, I'm gonna co-sign that.
Kurt, audience.
Absolutely, Ohio State.
You know me, I just like to be different. I'll say Penn State gets it this year.
Okay.
And then we'll go right back in order. We'll go back to sleeper for Carson. In this Big Ten conference.
I'm gonna go Nebraska as a sleeper.
Woo! Neely's gonna love you.
Yeah, Neely's gonna love that one.
As a sleeper.
This
They're
Neely's
starting
going
to going back to like Martinez and everything. They're looking up. I'm pretty high on Nebraska. Hey, I hope they pull off the upset Saturday. That would be amazing if they can take down Ohio State. Props to them if they do it.
Sweet. Johnny.
And
go
Neely's saying Carson with an exclamation. So you made his day, man.
Neely, go subscribe to Carson's channel.
I'm gonna go with Indiana this year. I like Indiana, man. Indiana is good. I was gonna pick maybe Purdue as a little sleeper, but I don't know, man. They had a lot of big injuries last year. They lost a bunch of people too. But yeah, I think Indiana could be a nice little sleeper this year.
Kurt, audience.
I'll tell you this. If you're asking me for next year, you're going to think I'm nuts, but I'm taking Rutgers because I think Rutgers is going to be better than a lot of these teams in this conference. Because, again, and I was just telling Jenny Hoops, Shiano's not going to Rutgers to get embarrassed. I don't care. He's going there loading up with his Florida athletes, and he's getting the Jersey kids, so they're a year away. But I agree with I want to go with Beeland's first choice. I think Purdue. They got that receiver back, Moore, coming back. I like Purdue. I'm going to go Purdue as my sleeper this year.
Well, Kurt, we had this, Carson and John, I had a conversation with Kurt earlier in the week about Rutgers going forward with this COVID-19. If I was a parent, and Carson, your parents, you live in Michigan, you go to Michigan State, but if you're an athlete on a scholarship, are you going to let your kid go to Florida or California if you live in New Jersey? Travel all the way around, or if you get the scholarship from a full ride from Rutgers, I'm going to send them to Rutgers, and I think that program is going to build back up. Kurt, we had this discussion, and that goes for other schools too. Goes for Michigan State, where Carson's at. Goes for Nebraska. Goes everywhere. I think the Alabamas, and I think like the bigger schools like Alabama and those type of schools, maybe Clemson, maybe in a little. I don't want to say trouble, but they may take a step down in the next year.
And you know what they did too, Kenny? What they did, Shiano's just a recruiting. I mean, listen, Shiano recruits, but he also got Nunzio, who was, one of the biggest guys in the Jersey high school coaches. They got Coach Augie Hoffman from St. Joe's, brought him over there. So that pipeline now to Jersey kids, I mean, if those guys can't get them, they're never going to go. It's like those are A guys to go get these kids. So they're going to get the Jersey kids. They are.
But how much can you get kids right now with COVID when you can't really travel and do all the stuff?
Right. Now, like Kurt said with Rutgers, because we're the state college, Carson's Michigan State in a year or two. Watch out for them. I think Mel Tucker is going to do a good job.
I like Mel Tucker a lot. I like him a lot.
I think that program's going to be on the rise. We all know what the basketball program is, but I think the football program's going to be on the rise in a couple of years. Oh, my sleeper, I think they take the next step forward. They're always in the middle and in a bowl game every year. But I think they got a chance to make some noise this year. Iowa. They always have a good defense. They always have a good offensive line and tight ends. I think Iowa can make some noise
I actually just read something that right now I just got like something that popped up for Rutgers. The defensive line coach and / defensive coordinator is done for the year. He had to get a knee replacement surgery.
Okay. Oh no!
So now he's looking for a new coordinator.
Well, he can, but Shiano will run the defense. I mean, he's really a defensive coordinator, so he could run the defense.
I don't know. I don't think he's actually doing that. I think he's actually just going to be like a head coach this year.
But I'm saying in a pinch.
Probably move the linebacker coach or the D-back coach to the coordinator, probably, I would guess. Let's go back to Carson for a bust.
I'm ready. I'm
gonna go Minnesota. I'm gonna say that's the bust for them. And and like I would go with the cliche Michigan State answer and say Michigan because I hate Michigan. But I don't know. Like Minnesota's been good, but I just don't see them going far. I mean, they're in the top 25. They're ranked 21 right now, but yeah, I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with Minnesota as my bust.
Okay. How about you, John?
going Michigan. Hate Harbaugh. Get him out of there.
There we go, Velan.
I knew that was the easy answer for John. He's Kurt, audience.
I'm with Beelan. You know, they got this new quarterback coming in again. McCaffrey transferred out. And listen, he's not beating, I could tell you this. I mean, the games that they have to circle is he's not going to beat Ohio State. You know, can he beat Michigan State? I mean, can he beat Penn State? You know, listen, and Beelan's saying get him out. And I'm going to tell you, like, we talked about this on I think off air, Kenny. He went there to beat those teams. He didn't go there to be 8-3. He's not beating those teams. He's not.
Yeah. His record's terrible too against those guys.
Exactly, and that's what they sent him there for.
They showed it like he's like, well, how long has he been there? Like 7 years, 8 years, or something like that. Whatever it was.
He's never beaten Ohio State.
His record against like Ohio State,
Michigan
I think
State.
it was Ohio State, Michigan State, and Penn State was like it was terrible. It was like 5-14 or something like that.
Yeah.
It was what? Disgusting.
And you're paying a lot of money.
But I got to ask you guys a question first before I can answer this. If Ohio State doesn't win the Big Ten championship, are they considered a bust?
Yes.
Carson's the deciding vote.
Yes.
Carson, before you say that, the only reason why I say they're not is because they are expected to win. And when teams are expected to win, you can't give them busts. Like that's just my theory.
Yeah.
Like it's not like a bust. It's like the Yankees in baseball. The Yankees are going to win every single year. If they don't win it, it's a bust. No, it's not.
I'm going to say Ohio State.
Right.
Because Ohio State is there every year. You know what I mean? So it's not like
you could make the argument
bust before Carson answers. I'll still go bust and say they'll have 3 losses this year: Nebraska, Wisconsin, and Penn State. So I'm going to say Ohio State as a bust because this is the year you want to catch Ohio State. Their Big Ten's finally playing. They didn't have much practice.
Kenny, you're saying Ohio State's going to have 3 losses?
Then that's considered a bust, right?
Listen, I think, and again, I think the two teams in college football, just like I asked that question before, is if Clemson doesn't win the ACC, that's definitely a bust. I mean, they're the best team in football. Same thing with Ohio State. They're probably 1-2. Like they're the most guaranteed, with Alabama probably 3 of guaranteed or most picked to go to a college playoff. How can they lose? They shouldn't lose. Who should they lose to in this conference?
2 losses, guys. Are they considered a bust?
Yes. 1 loss, they're a bust.
Yes, no.
Yeah, I was going to kind of go back to what Beelan was saying because you can make the argument like with Alabama, right? Because like they're there almost every single year, but then again they're in the SEC. Kind of the same situation with Ohio State. They have a nice conference that they have to kind of go through. So if they don't win the Big Ten, I mean, because still, I mean, like if they get to the Big Ten championship and then they lose, but they have like a nice. If they only have like 1 loss, and that's the Big Ten championship, I really think that's
okay. I agree with you, Carson, on that. I agree with Carson on that. I agree with that.
All right, yeah.
But like what you were saying too, Kurt, like Clemson. I mean, if they don't win the ACC, they should easily win the ACC every single year. Like without a doubt, with their schedule and everything. So I don't know. I think it's 2 different sides to the coin.
I'll say bust. They're going to have 3 losses. And they're going to have some injury problems over there. COVID-19 can be a problem. You hope to God that it's not a problem, but it's a reality. It can happen to any team out there. Mm-hmm. It's happened to Florida right now. It's happened to
see the only thing I say about like with the SEC, for example, is that it's like it's a conference, but they have an East and a West.
Mm-hmm.
So if that was all one big conference and they were actually fighting for something, I don't know if you can really say that like Yeah, if Clemson doesn't win it, because Clemson can win the East, and then Alabama wins the West, and then they have their battle between each other. So it's like if one of them loses, like they're still in the playoffs almost. It's like
right.
So how can you say it's really a bust if you go to the national championship and playoff after that?
Right.
I'm gonna say bust 3 losses. I think that's fair enough to say that.
Crazy.
This is the year to get him as a bust. I'm going to take a shot with that. Kurt, you got it written down as my bust, right?
Okay. By the way, I got to read one more comment.
And going back to
Oklahoma, everybody, Oklahoma was supposed to be a top 14. Look at them.
Oklahoma doesn't have any defense.
I could see Ohio State being the same boat.
By the way,
Big Ten is competitive, like Carson said. Penn State's right there with them. They could beat them on any given day.
I think that's a good point.
Bad day.
Yeah. That's a good point too, Kenny. Because
we don't like Michigan and Minnesota, but they could catch them on a bad day.
Yeah.
It's competitive up there. It's as Clemson. Like we had this discussion earlier. Clemson and then everybody else. It's Ohio State, Wisconsin, Penn State. Yeah. They're right there with Ohio State. We'll see. I'll just make it fun and say they're going to be my bust.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious to see, just a quick side. I'm curious to see how the Big Ten's going to react. I'm not really sure what the situation is with other schools, but I know Michigan State, there's no fans, but it's going to be because college football players, they're used to getting revved up with the crowd. I mean, the crowd is for college, I feel like has a bigger impact than the NFL does. That's just my opinion, because you have these crazy upsets and the crowd plays a big influence. So that's a strong point.
I'm going to guess, Carson, Penn State, I'm going to guess, will allow a certain amount of fans because I believe Pittsburgh and Philadelphia can have a limit.
Okay.
Pennsylvania. I thought I saw fans in Pittsburgh last week. I could be wrong. I thought I saw fans over there. I'm going to guess that they're there. Ohio, Cleveland's had fans, so Ohio State may have some fans. I don't know about the other schools. That's going to be big in Michigan, though. The big house not having 100,000 fans. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to feel like an empty. It's going to be an empty stadium. It's going to feel like an empty feeling.
Yeah.
All right, Kenny. Let's get to some picks. We got a half hour. We got to blow through a lot of these games.
We're transitioning now just to Facebook, right? We're jumping off of.
We're off of I-95. Viva Los Bills. Will just said, "Great show, guys," and hopefully, he has a good show.
I'll check in with you a little later. We'll comment in before my Giants start.
By the way, look at this.
Check out Viva Los Bills on I-95 and YouTube.
Kenny, listen to the celebrity we have on us with us, Stephanie. I don't want to say the wrong.
Stephanie. Yeah, she's
Snacky saying hello, Carson. So
from Ticket Time, Stephanie. What's going on, Queen of Claws? How you doing?
There it
is. So Carson and Stephanie, nice to meet you. Now I know your first name. I'm by the way, Fraud Slayer. Coach
She's saying hello to everybody. Hello, Stephanie.
For my audience over here, it's Stephanie, Queen of Claws. I live in Maryland. It's not Queen of Crab Claws. It's Queen of Claw arcade machines. Is that correct? It's not Queen of Claws, Crab Claws for my Maryland audience. It's Queen of Claws arcade claw games.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But hello, thank you for joining us. All right, Kenny, we got a half hour. We got to blow through these games. We're going to do college first, okay?
Yeah.
All right, we'll go real quick.
Beelan knows. I know what it looks like. I shared it with Carson. Love the new graphic you worked on, Kurt.
Yep. I got the new logos out. We're going to put the faces on. And here we go. Beelan, you're going to start us off tonight. And we're going to go, obviously, we're going spread with this one. 46-point favorite, Clemson against the Syracuse Orangemen. What do we got, Mr. Beelan?
Syracuse. Taking Syracuse.
You're taking Syracuse and
really?
The points, huh?
46 points. I know they did. Syracuse is a little bit different than what is it? Citadel.
The Citadel.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Carson, what do you got? 46 points. Does Clemson roll this team?
Absolutely destroy them. No one's stopping Clemson. You saw what they did to Georgia Tech. I mean, it's just game's over.
Kenny?
By end of first quarter.
You know me. I got to take the orange.
Oh, God.
Syracuse. Not the Clemson orange. I got to take the Syracuse orange. I can't. 46 points. What happens if Trevor Lawrence, they're up 51-0 at half, and they decide to bench the players in the second half, you get an easy backdoor cover because the score ends up 58-14. That's 44 points.
Listen, I'll be easy. I'm going to be easy with this one. I'm with my guy Carson. I mean, you got to be kidding me. Right. If they 51-0, but if that score gets to 58-60, how's Syracuse going to score? That's the problem. No way.
Wait
they take their starters out.
Wait till Rudy comes in. Wait till the Clemson version of Rudy comes in the game to play, and they get the backdoor cover. That's all I'm gonna say.
No way. Next game, Mr. Neely. I don't know if Mr. Neely's still watching, but his Nebraska Cornhuskers going down to Ohio State. It's a 26-point. Ohio State is a 26-point. There's a spread. Ohio State's 26-point favorites. Mr. Kirkpatrick, where are you going?
Underdog, Nebraska, long shot to win the game outright.
You still smoking that Pocky chip, huh?
Yep.
Something's wrong with you. Kenny,
Right
Carson, where you going, Carson?
I think it's going to be a close first half, but then by the end of it, I mean, Ohio State, I feel like they're going to take over in the second half. So I'm gonna go Ohio State, but it's going to be a close first half, though.
Okay, I agree with that. I think Martinez breaks one here and there, but I think Ohio State puts it on them later on. And again, it's not going to be a total blowout. I think again Martinez will make plays, but I'm going to go with Carson again, and I'm going to take Ohio State to cover. Beelan.
Ohio State.
Easy?
I don't want to say easy, but they're covered maybe like 30 points.
30 points.
I'd like to know what Rob Neely thinks.
Yeah, well, if Neely's still listening, I'd like to get a prediction from Neely. He said he wants to talk Nebraska, but he didn't give us a prediction. All right, this is a disappointing team for me, but I think they're going to take it out on their in-state rival. North Carolina is a 15.5-point favorite against NC State. NC State's quarterback is out for the game. I believe he's out for the year. So they're with their backup. I'll start with Carson. 15.5 points. Is that too many points for North Carolina?
Yeah, I think it. Oh man. Well, if they don't have a quarterback though, it might be. Yeah, I'm gonna go right with the spread. I'm gonna go just at 15 for North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beelan, what do you got?
They disappoint me, man. They disappoint me. They really do. The Virginia Tech game we spoke about 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Last week, it wasn't a bad disappointment, but I'm going to roll with them one more week. I'm going to go with North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
Kenny, where you going?
One more week.
Well, Carson's been saying it for weeks, and it just happened a couple weeks later than when he predicted. North Carolina is a basketball school. That's what you can't see them as a football school. And Florida State caught them by surprise last week. I think NC State wins the game, but very, very, very close.
Wait, you're calling it outright upset? You're going NC State?
I'm taking the points.
Okay.
I think NC is going to win a very close game. No more than a touchdown.
All right, I disagree
Very
because
close.
I think this team's angry. They should have won that game. I mean, they scored 21 points in the fourth quarter against Florida State. They blew that game. It hurt them. They went from 5 to 14 in the rankings, and I think they're going to take it out on NC State. If the quarterback was there, I think they would be able to score. But I think Mac Brown's going to put it on his in-state rival. I'm going to go North Carolina. But again, disappointing. Like Beelan said, very disappointing team. I mean. How many more weeks can you trust this team? And then they always fold in the clutch. Another great game. I want to say it's tomorrow night, if I believe, or is it tomorrow night? Coastal Carolina against Georgia Southern.
I put this game on the list because Coastal Carolina, probably for their first time. By the way, I just jumped the gun, Kurt. I'm going to take this first.
Okay.
I put the game on the list, guys, because I think for the first time in their history.
I'm sorry, it is a Saturday game. It's a Saturday game, Kenny. Sorry.
Of course, it's because of teams not being ranked or Pac-12 still not playing. Coastal Carolina is ranked 25. But I'm going to say Georgia Southern pulls out the outright upset. I'm going to go Georgia Southern in this game. I think Coastal Carolina got the hype. I think now it's done for them. I'm going to go Georgia Southern. Outright upset.
Going with the Coastal team.
Beelan's going Coastal. Carson, what do you got?
Yeah, this could go either way. I mean, two teams don't really hear too much about. But I mean, props to Coastal Carolina for making the top 25. That's big news for that. When the hell the last time that happened? But yeah, I'm gonna go with Coastal Carolina. Why not? Let's roll with them.
All right. I'm gonna go with Kenny for the first time in this one. I think Georgia Southern. I believe they beat Louisiana, and I like the points. I think you can go either way.
They beat the Raging Cajuns last week.
They did, and I like the points. If you're gonna get 5.5 points, I'll take the 5.5 points. But I think, like Carson said, I believe this game can go either way. Two good schools, and again, Coastal Carolina. Hey, like, who knows when was the last time they were ranked? I mean, that should be the trivia question next week, because.
It might be the first time ever.
Who knows? All right, let's get to the reason why Carson's here right now. His Michigan State Spartans at home, I believe they're 13.5-point favorite over Rutgers. Beelan, start us off.
Michigan State.
Easy?
No, I think it'll be maybe 17, 20 point, maybe somewhere around there.
Carson, what do you got? No, we'll leave Carson last because that's his team. Kenny, what do you got?
I'll put a smile on Carson's face, too. I'm going to go Michigan State, but in the first half, it's going to be close. Michigan State pulls away late, wins by 14 to 21 points. Just covers or wins by 21.
All right, I'm going to go. I think Carson's going to end up being happy on Saturday because I believe they will. I think Rutgers is actually going to have the lead in this game, and I think Michigan State's going to come back late and beat them. But I would take the points with Rutgers because I think they're more improved. They've had, they've had all summer to whatever they've had since they started to gear up for this team. Shiano is a good defensive coach, so he'll have some kind of a plan. I would take the points with Rutgers, but Michigan State's going to win the game late. Carson, go ahead.
Go green all day long, baby. Michigan State. It's going to be really interesting. Like Rocky Lombardi, he is all over the place. We lost Brian Lewerke. He had a really rough year last year. It's going to be a really interesting battle for the quarterback because it's kind of all up in the air right now. But Michigan State by a good skin of their teeth. But I'm going with my Spartans.
Now, before we get into the next game, Carson, you don't have to share any secrets with us. It's okay if you don't want to keep this secret. Are there any pregame rituals in your house? Because your family went to Michigan State too, right? Not just you. Right? Are there any pregame rituals? We know the Lions, sometimes go to the Thanksgiving game, but are there any Michigan State Saturdays rituals at your household?
Any rituals? Man.
Or superstitions? Is there
I'm trying to think. Not really any rituals. We get pretty rowdy when it comes to Michigan and Ohio State Day, but
wear the green. Is it all green in the house?
Yeah, all green for sure. Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna put Carson right on the spot. Kenny, you ready?
Go ahead.
How many years you got left, Carson? What do you got left?
Credit-wise, right now I'm a junior, so 2 more years.
Okay,
roughly.
so 2 more years right now. If I said to you in the next 2 years, one of those 2 years you would be guaranteed to see Tom Izzo hold up another national championship trophy, but your football team's going to be you won't win 4 games in 2 years. Would you take that?
Yeah, I feel like if you're a student, if your college wins a national championship while you're there enrolled as a student, I feel like that's priceless. You can say that forever. So I mean, even our football team, right now, it's we had a really good run. I mean, we kind of came out of nowhere. When D'Antonio took it over, he really took that program around, and now it's going to be interesting to see what Tucker does with it. But I mean, if it's taking a national championship with Izzo, give me that all day long.
And by the way, Stephanie is also picking Michigan State in the game versus Rutgers. So
there you
go. All right, let's get to this one, Kenny. Alabama coming off the impressive victory against Georgia. They're going into Tennessee, who was horrific last week against Kentucky. 21.5 points, Kenny. Does Bama roll again?
Yeah, this is my one exception. I like taking the underdogs when they give a lot of points against top teams, but I am not a fan of Tennessee this year. Bama, big.
Beelan.
Beelen's
Yeah,
on mute.
yeah, Bama big. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
All right, he's going Bama big. I'm going to go, of course, Bama big. And Carson, what do you got?
Yeah, roll Tide. Yeah, it's until they play like Georgia or Auburn or anything like that. I think it's just out of the water game. I'm going Alabama.
And Tennessee was disappointing last week, Kenny. I mean, they got blown out at home.
Yeah, that's a team, Kurt, that I felt was overrated at the beginning of the year.
I know you did.
They got hot early, just like Carson said about North Carolina. Like, they're in the same boat. Like, Tennessee they've been overrated for a few years now. And
by the way, Carson, I got to tell you something funny. I got to tell you something funny, Carson. Kenny says to me, "Hey, can you do some graphics for Thursday with the picks?" And I said, "Of course. Like, yeah, I'll do it. Just give me a couple games." He says, "Oh, I'm only going to give a couple games." He gives me 14 games to do. He doesn't realize that's 28 logos I got to put up, switch. Kenny has no idea. He goes, "It's only 14, Kurt. Like, it's only 14. No big deal."
No, I know, Kurt. You're doing a great.
Kurt has all day to do this.
Yeah, I'm all day. Yeah, okay, yeah. All day.
He's IT of the school system. He doesn't do anything.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Yeah, they're looking great, Kurt. Yeah, I love them. It's a very tedious job, but people don't get enough credit for that.
No, kind of you know what? It looks good. I love we put our faces. We added you and Beelan tonight.
Oh yeah,
it looks great. It looks
great. It's
great.
like our own college game day.
That's it. Our own college game. I love it. We're gonna go number 3. Listen. I've said this all along, Kenny. You know this. We can go back to our shows. Notre Dame is not the number 3 team in the country. No way. They're giving 10 points to Pitt. I'm going to start this right now. I'm even taking Pitt with the points, even if the quarterback Pickett doesn't play. If he plays, I'm going Pitt to beat Notre Dame this week. But I'm taking the points either way. What do you got, Kenny?
Right with you. Back when when I was living in New Jersey, Carson, I did have a story about Pitt to share.
Mm-hmm.
Kurt, I got this. This is the wagering show. So, Kurt, I got this sleeper team. Pitt is playing Ohio State. They're not bad, and they're getting 35 points. We should take that all day.
Mm-hmm.
So what do? We take the 35 points in our wagers, and they messed us up. Want to know what the final score was? Ohio State 72 0.
Yep.
Oh,
thanks,
man.
Kenny. Thanks for the advice, Kenny.
Notre Dame is not the Ohio State. Give me Pitt 10.5, and if that quarterback plays, they're going to upset Notre Dame. I'm right on board with you.
Carson, what do you got?
Oh man, you guys are convincing me, man. Yeah, like I totally agree with you guys. Notre Dame should not be number 3. They for God's sake, they almost lost to Louisiana last week until like the very end where they barely won. This is a tough game. You know what? Why not? Yeah, going with Pitt with the upset. Why not?
Love it. Beelan.
Beelan's back. What do you got, Beelan?
Taking Pitt.
We got to do a little bet of the week, Kurt. Pitt might be in there.
Wait, who's Beelan going with? Pitt?
Pitt. We sweeping the board with Pitt. That should be on the ticket.
That should be on the ticket. Outright, Beelan, outright or just the points?
Points.
Okay.
I don't know. Pitt
Would
ran.
you be surprised if Pitt won?
No.
I'd be super. I don't know. I would. They came out of the gate, first 3 games of the season, smoking, and they feel like that they just ran out of gas, and they're trying to like refill
I like
right
their
now.
coach though. What's his name? Narduzzi. Their coach is a good coach.
Pat Narduzzi, former
Yeah.
Former defensive coordinator for Michigan State, and he was a beast with
He's
us.
a good coach, man. He'll get those guys ready to play this week. I'll tell you that.
Pitt was the team that beat Clemson a couple years ago, right on the last second field goal.
Yep.
Was that Pitt?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they lost again close to where they should have beat them again.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
He
I'm
does
on
a
board
nice
with
job
Pitt.
there. Kenny, here's a nice game. Here's a sleeper game. We always call the Big 12 frauds, but this is going to be a good game. Iowa State at Oklahoma State. Again, just like we talked about Notre Dame, there's no way Oklahoma State's the 6th best team in the country. They're giving 3.5 points to Iowa State. I'll start this. I'm going to go with my boys, Iowa State, Kenny. I called them from week 1 that they're going to win the Big 12. So I'm going to take the 3.5 points, and I think they're going to upset Oklahoma State. Beelan, what do you got?
You said Ohio State?
No, Oklahoma State. Iowa State,
yeah.
Oklahoma State.
What's the spread?
3.5. Oklahoma State.
Nah, I'm gonna stick with Oklahoma. Lincoln Riley at home.
No. Oklahoma State versus Iowa State.
Oh, Iowa State. Man, Iowa State. That was your squad too.
Yep.
Nah, let's go with Oak.
Okay.
Oklahoma State.
Carson.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm going with the upset with Iowa State. Only 3.5. Yeah, it's gonna be Iowa State that takes it.
Kenny.
I'm bored with the upset. I'm not 100% confident on the game, but this is the game where Iowa State got shocked in week 1. They've been good ever since. They've been winning. Oak State, hot. They always seem to have a clunker game, and this could be the clunker game. So I'm going to take Iowa State.
All right, let's get back, and we'll start with Carson. We'll get back to his Big Ten. Penn State, 6.5 points favorite over Indiana at Indiana, Carson. A lot of people picking Indiana I see on TV, Kenny, by the way. A lot of people.
Oh, man. Yeah, Indiana's home. When they're home, they're a different team. Yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah, upset. Why not? I'm going Indiana. They're home. They're going to come out fighting.
Beelan.
Indiana's my squad this year. I'm rolling with Indiana.
You guys sold me. Indiana. Kenny?
Me. I'm going Penn State. That's my conference champ. I got to go with them. And but I will say Indiana seems to play those top teams really well, at least for a half. And then sometimes they stay tight the whole game. Sometimes they pull off the upset. Sometimes they get blown out. So I wouldn't be surprised if Indiana covers the spread, but I think Penn State wins.
Guys, we're getting a hello from a Jennifer MB. Carson?
Jennifer MB. What's going on, Jennifer? She's from Ticket Time.
There you go. Thank you for joining us, Jennifer.
Thanks for joining us.
And then we're gonna go into another Big Ten game. So Carson, you're right back at it. You're the hatred for your Wolverines. Michigan's traveling to Minnesota. Who do you got?
Do we even have to ask?
Man. Yeah. Michigan by a close one, though. As much as I hate them, Michigan's going to barely skid by Minnesota.
Are you taking the 3 points, or are you going to give the 3 points?
I'm taking the 3 points.
He's taking the 3 points. Jennifer's saying thanks for the welcome. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead, Beelan. What do you got?
Minnesota.
Oh, yeah. Why am I going to ask you? That's right. You hate Michigan. You hate Michigan more than Carson hates Michigan. And that's pretty hard to do.
I hate hardball.
Guys, I'm with you. I'm taking outright upset, Kenny. I'm going Michigan. I'm going Minnesota at home. I'm taking them to beat.
Clean sweep. Put it on the ticket. Minnesota wins this game handily.
Outright.
Yeah.
All right.
Put it on the ticket. Put it on the ticket.
We got a couple of games left. We're going to get right to another night game. Again, Kenny, we just do a couple logos, 14 of them. That's all right, 28 of them.
Well, we're a wagering show. You don't want to just do 3 games, right?
No, you're right. Hey, you're putting me to work.
Why? Right. ESPN does it. Only 3 games.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Bear only picks 3. You're right.
3.
All right, here we go. We're going hoops. We're going with Jenny Hoops' Virginia Cavaliers going to the U on Saturday night. Carson, I believe it is a 12.5 point spread. Do you think
went down?
Miami or Virginia?
Oh, man. Yeah, going with Miami.
Beelan.
Yeah, the U. Let's go.
I'm with you guys. I'm going
Ed Reed on the sideline.
I'm going with the U.
Kenny? Hoops, I would love to go Virginia and support your Cavaliers, but I got to roll with the U, Miami. I'm sorry, Hoops, if you're listening.
It's okay. You can pick against her. You're allowed.
Her always picks against Jen, by the way. Carson.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind UVA.
Jen played field hockey for the Cavaliers, Hoops, and Kurt always goes against her.
Basketball. And here's a sneaky game of the week. 9 o'clock. I know Beelan will be watching this. ESPN2. Number 9 Cincinnati at number 16 SMU. SMU is a 2.5-point favorite. Kenny, where are you going?
I like both teams. The winner of this game has got an outside shot to make the playoff. Outside.
Mhm.
But I'm going to go SMU. I like SMU a lot.
My boy, Kenny. My boy.
Beelan, where are you going?
Come on.
SMU
5-0,
for Beelan.
5-0, SMU, Mustangs. Let's go.
You know what? I was on Cincinnati early. You guys are selling me. I am going to pick SMU also. Carson, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm going SMU as well. Yeah, I'm going SMU. I'm
on the ticket.
This year.
Put it on the ticket.
SMU. We got SMU. We got Minnesota. All right, so Kenny, we got like 10 minutes.
Yeah, let's do the NFL quick. We can do the NFL quick.
We're gonna. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start with the bigger games because if we don't get to them, then we'll finish them on Sunday.
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
So let's go right out of the gate. Let's go.
Wait, didn't we pick NFL yesterday?
Well, we're doing with the spreads tonight.
Oh.
We're doing with the spreads. So
This is a
we are
different
gonna get
show.
right to the.
Okay.
We're gonna get right to the game of the week. Travis's Pittsburgh Steelers going into Tennessee, Neely's Tennessee. Kenny, what do you got?
Titans home.
You're going Titans at home?
Yep.
I'm with you. I'm going Titans at home. Carson?
Wow. Yeah, I'm going to go with Titans as well.
Beelan?
That is the game of the week, though. That is the game of the week.
Sweep it up. Let's go. Sweep it up.
Put it on the ticket.
Beelan, you like this one, right? You're a fan of Tennessee this week? Or you're just a fan of Tennessee in general?
I just love what they're doing. It's like they're super. All their names are under. I don't want to say undervalued, but the only big name there is Derrick Henry. Nobody else is a big name. AJ Brown's not a big name. Ryan Tannehill is not a big name. You know, no one knows a lot of people on the defense. So let's go.
All right, another big game. This game actually got switched. I don't know if you guys saw this today. It was the 8 o'clock game was Tampa Bay against the Vegas Raiders. That game got switched to 4:05, and they moved the Arizona and Seattle game to 8 o'clock. So
Love that they moved the game to Sunday night. That's a great move by the NFL to give us a Sunday night game.
4
The
o'clock.
Tampa game might get to.
So
doing
Kenny,
Arizona
start us
now?
off. Vegas at home. Getting
Oh, we're doing Vegas, Tampa.
yeah.
If the game plays on Sunday, I'm going to try and make this make sense. This is tough, Kurt. If the game is on Sunday, give me Tampa. If the game gets postponed when they play, I'll take Vegas. Vegas's offensive line is struggling with COVID. So
wait, now you want me to do another screen live on air if it's Monday, if it's
No.
Sunday?
You got-
What's this guy doing? Pick a team
Vegas.
Sunday.
Give me Vegas, but this game isn't on the ticket. Give me Vegas.
You're going Vegas.
No, this game's not on the ticket, though.
All right, I'm going against you. I'm going with Brady. They impressed me last week. I'm going to go Tampa. Carson, what do you got? Vegas or
Yeah, I'm with you,
Bucks?
Kurt. I'm going Tampa in this one. Yeah, they rolled past the Packers. Tom Brady is looking why he's still Tom Brady, and I'm going with Tampa Bay.
I think Beelan's going. Beelan, you got to go with Tampa, right?
GOAT, man.
Okay.
Like, until he's retired, I'm going with the GOAT every game.
Every game?
I could show you. I could show you this crazy thing that someone made since Tom Brady's been in the NFL. Every year that another team from his location has gone to a championship, he's been to a championship.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get
So,
with, you know what?
This is one hell of a year. The Rays are in the World Series. The
And the
Lightning
Rays.
won the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, and Tampa's legit.
Tampa's legit. It's crazy, man.
It is. How about tonight? How about Carson? What about Kenny's guys tonight? Getting 5 points. His Giants going to Philly. Be going on in about a half hour. Giants at the Eagles tonight. Eagles a 5-point favorite. What do you think?
Eagles are looking all over the place. Overpaid for Carson Wentz. I always believed that Nick Foles was better. And yeah, I'm going with the Giants.
Music to my ears.
Man, I couldn't say that better. I'm with them. I'm going outright upset, Kenny. Giants are
Love
going to
it.
beat the Eagles. Beelan, what do you got?
Eagles.
Dude.
Eagles 28, 13.
Okay, and Kenny.
I had this conversation with Kurt before we went on the air. We're 1-5, and I'm excited because if we win tonight, we're tied for first place. I mean, you make 10 playoffs, who knows what can happen? You know, we're not going to win, but who knows? You know,
Actually,
I haven't had this excitement in 5 years, so I'm going to take it. Give me the Giants. If we win tonight, I'm excited even more next week. If we lose, then I'm back to where I was for the past 5 years.
All right, we're going to hold off this
excitement for football. I'll take it.
Listen, like I said, I just like I am this week. But we'll this is going to be Mr. Carson's going to go last on this one. Beelan will start it off. Jennifer MB saying "Fly Eagles fly." So,
by the way, Jennifer MB's team's the Steelers. She's a big Steelers fan.
Okay.
So
then fair enough. I did take the Titans. So fair enough that she went against the Giants.
Okay.
Fair enough. Then.
And Carson will go last on this one. Beelan, we'll start with you. The hot Patricia-led Lions going into the hot Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta's a 2.5-point favorite. Beelan, where you going?
Falcons.
Kenny.
Sorry, Carson. I'm going Falcons, and it's like every time Patricia's job is on the line, he pulls off the win. So he survives another 2 weeks, but the Falcons are going to beat them this week.
You know what? I can't trust that team at all. I know Dan Quinn's gone, but I'm telling you, there's something about I think they're going to score, and they're going to move that ball. And, listen, Detroit, I would trust Detroit's defense before I would trust Atlanta's defense. So I'm going upset for you, Carson. I'm going with the Detroit Lions.
There we go.
Where are you going?
Yeah, I can't believe the Falcons are 1-5. Like that just doesn't. I mean, they've got so much offensive talent on that team. Julio Jones is back. He went off last week. Oh God, man, this is. I mean, obviously, I hope we win. Patricia is a little bit. This might put him over the hot seat. Unfortunately, though, I'm going to go with the Falcons by a last-second field goal. Yeah.
That seems to be how you lose every week.
How many games? Seriously, how many games? If you think about this, Carson, in your life, how many games did you guys lose probably within the last 3 minutes of a game? Seriously, that you guys probably seen as a Lions fan. They're always losing the stupidest games.
People don't understand. It seems like the game is never over. I will not be comfortable until I see 000s on the clock. The Lions have given up the most blown leads ever in the last decade. And it's just this team is just it gives you a heart attack just to watch. By the way, I don't know if you guys remember a couple years ago, we were playing Atlanta at Ford Field, and I was at that game, and Golden Tate was down right before we scored against the line, and they said it was a 15-second runoff, and I was at that game, and I was heartbroken. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, man, I hope we win, but I don't think it's going to happen.
And let's get to this one. I mean, this is going to be quick. Beelan's tanking for Trevor. Jets are getting 13.5 points or 12.5 points from Buffalo. What do you got? Kenny.
John, I know I did the chip 2 weeks ago. 13.5?
Yeah, I believe it's 13.5.
It's on me on 13 right now. So
13.
Darnold's not quarterbacking, right? Is Darnold? God, I want to take the Jets so bad, but I'm going to go to Buffalo Bills.
Carson, Jets or Bills?
Bills all day long.
I'm with you. There's I don't know, Buffalo, especially that they're coming off 2 bad performances. I think they're going to lay it on the Jets. Beelan's probably not going to watch. Beelan, what's the over-under of how many plays you watch in this game?
0.
Nothing?
No. And until Adam Gase is fired, I'm not watching another single game.
You want to laugh, Kenny, real quick? I was listening to Bears podcast, and he's a huge Jet fan, too. And he said he has not watched one snap of the Jets this year.
You know what's sad, Carson? I don't know how the cable is by you, like normal cable. You
Yeah.
get the Detroit Lion games. What AFC game do they cover mostly in your area?
Usually it's Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's a big one that we get. I guess it depends on who. Like, if it's like a cross, if it's like AFC versus NFC, they'll more than likely play the NFC team. But usually it's like Cleveland. I think the Browns is probably the most common one that I get.
Okay, you got at least a decent AFC team to watch.
Yeah.
New York area, New Jersey, where I'm originally from, and Kurt and Beelan are. You get the Giants, and then you get the Jets.
No, then you get Kenny. Then you
You
get the
need to
Sunday
get
ticket.
DirecTV.
Then you get the
DirecTV
DirecTV Sunday ticket.
And where I'm at in Maryland, we get Washington and we get Baltimore. So we get what one thing they do here a lot, the NFL, it's crazy. A lot of times Baltimore plays at 1:00 with Washington. So you get a double header and you get the game of the week on the other channel. But it's like,
no, you know what, Kenny? I'm sorry. I'm doing this right now. Beelan, I'm giving you homework, Beelan. You ready? By next Thursday, I want a list of 100 things you would do before you watched one play of the Adam Gase
100.
100 things, Beelan. I don't care what they are.
He'll do 100 pocky chips before.
I don't care.
Yeah.
That's his homework.
Okay.
100 things, because he made a statement. His statement was, "I will not watch the Jets if Gase is the coach." So I want to know 100 things he would do before he watches one play of the Jets.
I got you.
Let's do a couple more games real quick.
All right, real quick. Let's get to my boys. Denver.
I know we're a couple minutes late. We got a couple minutes overtime. No, Carson, you're gonna hang around a couple minutes, right? You got another.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Yeah, we're
at 9:30.
good.
All right, so real quick, Kansas City 9.5-point favorites at Denver. Go ahead, Beelan.
Kurt, stop it.
You're going
KC.
Okay.
KC in a route.
Give me a route.
Go to me first, Kurt. Before we could, this may influence Carson's decision. It may not, but go to me first.
Go ahead, Kenny.
Kurt informed me that it's going to be in the 20s and a 50% chance of snow. I believe that can slow down the Chiefs' offense. I'm taking the points with the Broncos. I don't think the Broncos are going to win, but I think it's going to be a touchdown game. Lower scoring than people think.
Carson?
Yeah, that's a good point. Weather can change a lot of things. If it snows, that's going to be a fun time for both teams.
21 degrees, Carson, right now. They're calling for 21 degrees and snow.
Wow. Yeah, I'm sorry, Kurt. I'm going to go with Patty Mahomes, though. Best quarterback in the league.
Carson.
Yeah, I'm going to say by like 2 touchdowns.
And
Sorry, Kurt.
That's okay. And you know what? I'm going to be honest. I was down on my team 2 weeks ago. Going into Foxborough last week, though, showed me something. All the talk is, you know what? Listen, this team, they've waited They've waited probably 2 years to have a game like this. They're going to beat Kansas City this week. I'm calling it now, Beelan. They're going to beat Kansas City. It's going to be they're going to run the ball down Kansas City's throat, and I'm telling you, they couldn't stop New England. And our running game's better than New England's running game. Melvin Gordon and Philip Lindsay, they're going to run for about 150, 160 yards. Denver beats them in the snow. I believe it.
Let's cover 2 more games real quick before we get off.
Give me the games.
Seahawks, Cardinals.
Okay. You guys whoever wants to start?
This is the NFC game of the week, in my opinion.
Yep.
I'll take it. I think this is my outright upset of the week. Cardinals beat the Seahawks in a high-scoring shootout, 34-31 type of game. Give me the outright upset, Cardinals.
Carson?
Yeah, I tell you what, man, it's going to be a fun matchup. Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson. Props to Kyler Murray, man. He's put on a hell of a show this year. Oh man, I'd love Russell Wilson. I'm gonna go with the veteran Russell Wilson in this one. Seahawks.
Beelan?
Who's home? Cardinals?
Cardinals.
I'm gonna have the Cardinals sneak one by. I think Kyler Murray last week showed he can throw deep to Christian Kirk, and it's not only just Hopkins and Fitzgerald. He's got Isabella, Kirk. They have two good stud running backs too. So I think they're gonna edge. They're gonna edge them. I think Cardinals are gonna edge them this week.
Again, I'm just gonna go back to this because I remember 3 weeks ago when I was in that corner, Kenny, and I said the Detroit Lions are going to beat Arizona. You guys remember that? And I went against them, and I picked, in my bets, I picked the Cardinals. And the Cardinals and Vance Joseph's defense had every chance to win that game and stop Detroit, and Detroit went right down that field. I'm sorry. I just do not trust Vance Joseph in that defense. Arizona will score a little, they'll score their points, but they're not stopping Metcalf and Carson and Russell Wilson and Lockett. I'm going to go Arizona to beat. I'm going to go Seattle to beat Arizona this week.
Okay, and I'm sorry. I think we should cover 2 more games here. Patriots, 49ers.
Any more logos you want, Kenny?
Garoppolo going back. Patriots, 49ers. Garoppolo going to New England.
49ers, let's go.
I'm going with the coach, go Belichick. I'm going to go Patriots.
Okay, Carson?
He didn't score anything last week. I don't think he's going to score anything this week.
Yeah. Going Bill Belichick, Patriots.
I'm with both of you. I'm with both of you guys. I'm with both of you, Carson and Kenny. There's just Jimmy Garoppolo. I have no faith.
This might be my best bet of the week, and I'll tell you why. Belichick's going to know what to do to Garoppolo. He's going to know what to do to him.
I'm not a fan of Garoppolo. I don't think he's going to.
Never was.
I don't think it's going to matter. I'm going to go to New England.
One last game, Kurt. One last game. My area, Cowboys, Washington football team. I'll start it off. Until the Cowboys can stop anybody. Washington got rid of Haskins as their quarterback. They're in better shape now on offense. Washington home. I'm going Washington, baby. Petro ain't going to like that, but I'm going Washington.
Carson?
Washington out of the running for Trevor Lawrence. Washington wins outright.
Yeah, I'm going with Kenny. Washington football team. Yeah, Dallas is looking very brutal this year, especially on defense, like you were saying. Washington football team.
I'm going to go opposite. I'm going to go Dallas. I think Andy, again, I don't understand. What's that offensive coordinator's name? Kellen Moore? I mean, he's another guy. They're running they're running the ball right down the throat. Okay, Zeke fumbles a little, and all of a sudden we're going to get pass happy again, Kellen Moore. Just run the ball with Zeke, run the ball with Pollard. Dalton will make his plays. I'm going to take Dallas to win this game.
Real quick, 10 second response. Dallas's offensive line is a mess. They lost Smith. They lost Martin. They lost Collins. That Washington defensive front, Kerrigan, Chase Young's back, right?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Dalton's going to be running for his life. Give me Washington. Let's hear Beelan's.
Beelan, yours last one.
As long as Kyle Allen is the quarterback, they'll lose every single game. I think he's terrible. But I'm going to go with Dallas on this one. And the Red Rocket is going to get his first win as a Dallas Cowboy. Okay. And they're going to stay in first place.
By the way, there's breaking news. Not breaking news, but a little rumor. Little rumor, Kenny, and this involves you and your New York Giants. It says the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles are both open for business for trade. So,
all right,
whatever that means.
They just said that on TV.
Why not? Why not? Want to thank Carson for joining us. We're ending, right, Kurt? We got a couple games that we didn't get to.
Absolutely. We'll get to them on this weekend.
Yeah, we got all the big games out of the way.
We did.
Carson, you want to plug what you going on at 9:30? You're doing something, right, tonight?
Yeah, I'm hanging with one of my buddies. His name's Golden Slots on YouTube. We're doing a slot machine battle at 9:30 on his YouTube channel. So if you guys want to stop by, we'd love to have you guys.
Absolutely.
And yeah, pretty fantastic. Again, big shout out to K&K Sports Talk Show. We're doing a giveaway right now, guys, on my Ticket Time YouTube channel. We're picking 3 winners for $25 Amazon gift cards. So go check it out and win some cash, man.
That's it. Gotta love that, right, Carson? Gotta love the money, baby. Gotta love the money.
Carson, I'll chime in on Saturday night if you're doing a stream. I'm
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Check out what you. We got to chat. We figure out what we did later on. You know.
Oh yeah, we'll figure that out. Sure.
Carson, you like steak? You're a steak.
Like,
are you a steak guy? Like a steak dinner? You a steak guy?
No, I'm more of a burger guy. I just never was.
How about
a big...
you know what? How about fries? You're a fries guy?
Fries, yeah.
All right. So
fries.
here's what we're gonna do, because real quick before we go, we got to bet. It's myself against the rest of the K&K Sports panel next week. If Denver wins, Denver beats KC, these guys got to take me out for a steak dinner of my choice. And if Denver loses, I got to take them to Sharky's in Clifton to get them wings and stuff. So what I'll do is because they have Gary Giordano saying he's going to be the virtual guy for Kenny. You'll be the virtual guy for me. I'm just going to eat as many fries as I can that night for you, all right? Steaks and fries, steak and fries all night long.
Awesome.
All right, boys.
Guys, thanks for joining. We will see you next time.
And enjoy the game. Go Giants.
Absolutely.
See you guys later.
For sure. Take care, guys.